Are we live yet? Are we live? I gotta get my ears just right. Oh, this fucking hat. Is this hat cheap? Is it not worth it? You tell me, people. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Laser Time stream. We are watching Blade. We are hot off of Black Panther, which made us do a Laser Time episode about other black superhero films. And we wanted to see how Blade held up. What do you think, Matt?
I haven't watched it yet.
Ever?
Do I think it's going to hold up? Or
Yeah, I'm very curious. I know it's like hyper 90s. Like
I'm sure it'll be fun. Yeah, I mean, like when you watch films at the time, like your Matrixes. And
I don't know. The 2000s era hasn't become that fun for me yet, and I was never a huge fan of Blade. I know, but this is technically the aughts. But we do have a special guest that I probably shouldn't keep waiting. Buddy Matt Allen, apparently a huge Blade fan.
That's a vampire.
Oh, who is it?
Clearly not Matt Allen. I am the vampire Kevin. Glade. Glade. I am Glade. Did I hear someone talk about the 90s?
He's going to plug in.
I'm Glade plug-in.
To your throat.
Oh, wait, we're making the same joke at the same time, and yours was better. Hi, Glade. We're about to, just so you know, Glade, we are synced up at the awesome red New Line logo, right where the Time Warner Company thing kicks in.
Red
so sync up there. We are 13 seconds into the movie, and you will get us. You will be at the same time as us. How are you doing, Glade?
I'm doing all right. How are you non-vampire types doing today?
Tired. Like I was awake the whole day, unlike you.
Well, you daywalkers. Right?
Yes.
You tend to be awake during the day, whereas me, I'm awake at night. I didn't really have a joke written for that one.
It's all right. It's all right. You should have watched What We Do in the Shadows before this. There's a lot of good vampire jokes in there.
Oh, I just watched that again.
I am wearing. Here they got a show coming.
And a sequel.
I got my Six Flags hat. Wearing that. Hopefully people can see us. People can see us, right? I have no idea if folks can see us yet. But anyway, we are 13 seconds into our fail. We should be streaming. It says we have 27 viewers. Let us know if you can see us, folks.
You guys see us? I don't hear anything out of my monitor.
Oh yeah, the monitor is not on.
The monitor is totally on. You're just all wearing hats.
Ah, I'm not wearing a hat.
It's cold out. It's
fucking freezing here.
I'm wearing hats for my teeth. I mean, no, these are my real teeth.
Make sure people can see those, because right now you just kind of look like a redneck. Show them your teeth, Matt. I mean Glade. I'm Glade.
No, I'm actually afraid. I'm afraid because I'm intimidated by the success of Black Panther and before this Blade.
But yeah, Black Panther has become nothing short of a cinematic phenomenon, and like it's weird seeing people like the first black superhero movie. I'm like, we had a black superhero trilogy starting in 1998.
But at that scale with that cat,
it's
Blade's
true.
got like 2 black guys in it.
It's true.
Well,
I guess that's true. It also has Stephen Dorff, one of the whitest actors of whitedom. But I've never seen Blade 2 or 3.
Stephen Dorff, the man who made a career impersonating Christian Slater, impersonating Jack Nicholson.
Do one of these that works.
And smoking awesome fake cigarettes.
There's one on the fridge. My keys are gone.
Oh, but I have as a vampire, I have a church key for you.
I challenge you to...
You can touch that? Thank you.
Yeah.
Right next to my Darth Vader keychain.
Well, again...
My vampire credentials. I was just hanging out with some of my other vampire friends. You guys might have heard of a few of them.
Refresh this chat. No?
No?
Sorry, I keep looking around.
You haven't heard of my vampire friends?
I've not heard of your vampire friends.
Guys like Nick Cage.
Nick
Cage is definitely a vampire.
Was it? No.
You've seen those old pictures of him, right?
He has a tomb that he's going to be buried
He has a
in New
tomb.
Orleans.
He was never a vampire. That movie is amazing. It's the best vampire movie ever.
What
Kiss
movie?
the Kiss of the Vampire.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he did that because of the real life.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
The other vampire we hang with is The Simpsons' own Hank Azaria. I was spending some time with.
He's a vampire?
He's ageless.
And
Have you seen Hank Azaria?
Yeah, you just watch Brockmire. He's
Hellboy.
Other obvious ones, Keanu Reeves. You guys probably know that Keanu guy. Does
Keanu
not
Reeves.
age.
I'm trying to see if people can see us. I want to get this started.
Of course, extras Mario Lopez. That's the other vampire nobody talks about. Ageless, that guy.
Oh,
ageless. Whatever he does.
I don't know that many. I was gonna say Snoop Dogg, but then I saw him like for the first time this year. I'm like, oh my god, he became an old man.
No,
just
but
this year.
Pharrell. Pharrell is a
Pharrell?
vampire.
Pharrell, I can see as a vampire.
Ageless. Tilda Swinton. Obvious vampire.
Obvious vampire.
Ethan Hawke. You're not fooling anyone, Ethan.
She's my favorite actor named after a key on a keyboard. Right? Oh, we are not streaming.
Bitch, what's going on?
I don't know.
We should be streaming.
Pierre-Luc Gagne says we are not.
What?
Seven Pains also says I see nothing yet.
That's impossible.
Screen still says waiting for laser time.
Yeah, I think the chat's not updating because this one's totally updated. Can't see the chat just yet.
YouTube says live now.
Yeah, so I got live now as well.
I see us. We're live.
Well, that's gonna fuck up the intro. It's all right. We're at the whim of technology. It's all we can do. But yes, once we get the chat loaded up, we will get started. Remember, we are 13 seconds into our file. We are paused right when the Warner Brothers logo comes into full view.
Yes, people are saying we're streaming, and someone said
I
Tilda
see it.
Swinton is a shapeshifter that just prefers a certain form.
Yes. I see us when I refreshed it. I don't know what.
Yeah, I know, and I have an updated chat on this one. So I have no idea what to do. Matt's chat is not working. What's your chat?
They answered me when I asked them.
Make it resize it however you wish.
I'm going to resize this. Hang on for a second. Someone talk briefly about Blade.
Are there two chats?
I'll talk about Blade.
No, that should just be the YouTube chat. Are you sure it's...
Yeah, it's just the one YouTube channel. Is the event separated from...
No. No. Hi, we can see you on this computer, folks.
So Blade came out in '98.
Is Luc Pierre Gagne in there?
There are a bunch of people in there. Hi, Joe Drew. Hi, Mark Helzer. Hi, Ace Jetman. We're going to get started in just a second as soon as we can see people. Yeah, that one's up to date.
Yeah.
So can you pop that one out?
Yeah, but I'm also going to let them know.
Let who know?
People who are in the other... I don't know. It looks like it might have split the chat.
Let them know.
No.
Really? I'm not seeing the people
I think it was
who
just
I was
delayed.
talking to in here. All right, maybe it was just delayed.
Anyway.
So 1998's Blade. A
1998's
lot of
Blade.
people think it kicked off the second wave of the superhero genre.
Yeah, I consider that. I consider it kicked off the real superhero genre.
Right.
I think people didn't think outside of Batman.
Well, before that, Superman. You had Donner's Superman movies. Then you had Batman in the 88, 89 with
And
that
that's
Batman. Right. And then it went, yeah. Well, then every time they tried it was just never a success. And then Blade, I just read a thing saying it was one of the first realistic superhero flicks, right? It was Blade in 98, X-Men, and then X-Men really kicked it off in what,
Realistic.
2000?
In 2000. But this is
99?
a Marvel movie, very technically.
Realistic in that it's based in current day and set in a real setting, not like some fantastic, Amazonian island or something like that, like Wonder Woman starts in. But by the way, great
And
movie.
Corey D says the common thread in all three movies is that the villain in each wants to drain Blade of his blood.
Right.
Yeah, what chat could that be? I think it's just delayed.
All right.
Don't they just lapse like the X-Men and Spider-Man and Fantastic Four rights? I don't think so. Doesn't exactly work. All right, I think we got it.
So yeah, Blade went into X-Men, which then went into Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man came out in 2002 when Blade 2 came out.
Yes.
So Blade is, some people say, is sort of responsible for this second wave, the resurgence of the superhero genre. I would agree with that, right? Because Blade was a success. I wouldn't have called it a superhero movie at the time. I would have called it an action horror movie.
Yeah, I don't think most people know Blade is a Marvel character.
Well, let me ask you this: what was your first
didn't.
exposure to Blade, the character?
Blade.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Really?
No,
So
I
mine-
won't pretend to be like.
mine was
I
the
wasn't a
90
reader of Tomb of Dracula.
No, but I'm not like a comics guy. Mine was the '90s Spider-Man.
Is he
TV
in the
show?
Yeah, he fights Morpheus.
Mordecai.
Morpheus.
But he
Mobius?
fights him. But here's the thing:
There was a live-action Blade TV series, Flamingo Cocktail.
Sticky Fingers.
that came later.
Fingers
That
and
came in
Onyx.
2011 or something. So the Spider-Man one was '90s. The Blade looked white with like a tan and a
Yeah.
flat top. He did
They
not
did
look
that
like
with a lot of
he was voiced by a
outside
black
things.
actor though. So my first exposure, I was like, who's this Blade guy? Really cool. Like I love the vampire thing, and I love the Daywalker concept and half vampire. But I think a lot of people our age, that was probably the first time they'd ever heard of Blade. Was that Spider-Man
Whoa.
thing?
Yeah, unless they read Tomb of Dracula, the '70s Marvel comic that he comes
Right,
from.
and even there he fought like
Which
the
totally
fictional
adapted
character,
eventually.
not the Marvel Dracula. It's
Yeah.
not like the Marvel enemy Dracula, the real Dracula.
John Wheelgate says
Different Dracula.
Blade is the original Avengers, and JTB Sterling says his first encounter with Blade was in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That
Oh,
should
yeah.
solidify someone as because I was both a young and late adopter of the
They would've been
comics.
Posted this.
No, me too. I don't have a ton of exposure to Blade, and I read a ton of Marvel comics. We do those Marvel card things where they talk about the most obscure Marvel characters.
The original Guardians
No
of the
one
Galaxy.
ever mentions Blade. Ever.
Right.
He's never mentioned.
Red Baron says Punisher 2004 is the best Punisher movie. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll go to bat for that movie.
What about War Journal?
That movie is better.
So it's not the best then.
No.
I have not seen it. I want to watch War Journal.
You never seen that one?
No, I have not watched. I've not been able to convince
pretty
Marvel
fun.
fans of mine to watch it. Blade would be appropriate as an anime. I thought we did a show about that. Like Toei adapted the Tomb of Dracula into an anime in the '70s, but there's no Blade in it.
Yeah, it's not like directly.
Yeah, but it's technically one of the first Marvel movie anything. So why don't we get started, folks? This is taking us long enough. Keys are falling down.
So we want to talk real quick about the movie. Who directed this one?
Fuck, I forgot.
His name's Stephen Norrington.
Stephen Norrington.
Yeah, it wasn't GDT.
And you know what his last movie he ever directed was?
No.
Just guess. Another superhero movie.
Notting Hill.
Superhero.
Not Fantastic Four.
It's a career killer.
Oh, Green Lantern?
Killed more than one
That
career.
was the Casino Royale guy.
Someone else retired because of this movie.
Billy the whatever.
Billy the Clonosaurus.
Sean Connery retired.
Sean
because of
Connery?
this movie.
What?
Oh, the LXG.
he directed LXG.
Oh, goddamn.
And one side of my monitor just went out.
Ain't that a bit of tragedy? It'll do that. Hang tight, because we do have monitor.
That monitor especially.
And for folks wondering, I'm dressed to theme. I'm a vampire for the show. I'll probably lose the teeth in a second.
You take out the teeth
life.
whenever you feel like it.
Gone.
Oh god, that scares the hell out of me. I
People
got a
are
retainer
guessing,
and I couldn't do it that easily.
Does that hurt to
The
watch?
bus that couldn't slow down was one of the guesses. Billy,
Why don't we
the
get
Clonosaurus.
Why don't we get started? We'll check out Blade. It's a cool 2 hours. I didn't know that. Oh boy. And we're at 13 seconds into our file. We are paused right when a Time Warner company comes into view over the underneath the red New Line logo. So at the count of 1, I need you all to unpause your files. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Do it. Oh, what happened to chat?
It's right here.
Okay. That movie was extraordinary. All right. Let's hope we have sound working.
I'm just making sure. We made an event so we could put it in the article, but we're not streaming into the event. The event is still waiting.
Unpause your perfectly legal files that you got through perfectly legal means.
But I pointed them out to the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of this.
I sort of understand that. Also, fuck you, YouTube.
That's YouTube.
Has no one asked about Chris's hat yet in the chat?
Nah, no one knows yet. No one knows the story. Oh, don't. Oh.
I mean,
That was
it is worth just pointing out a Bugs Bunny hat.
Oh, see, this is slowly coming back. I may have seen this 1.5 times.
Mark Hauser rented the Blu-ray.
For $3.75.
From where?
Redbox? Maybe?
Blade?
You
They got Blade at the Redbox?
It's a lot of space.
The Red Box from 1999?
I know they can store a ton of discs, but I don't see them having that kind of space.
Who else went to Blockbuster to rent this?
Jared Ross says black character count 1.
So his mom does have a different name in this than the comics. That's one difference.
Yeah.
Why is that?
In the comics, her name is May Parker.
We have hard-coded subtitles in our file.
Man, smack into Wesley Snipes. He was a huge star at the time.
Dude, at the
90s?
time, remember, nobody top-line superhero films. The superhero was the big one. Now, it wasn't Hugh Jackman and X-Men. They were all underneath.
Well, this was arguably the first modern superhero movie.
I think so. I think
and,
that's fair to argue.
Yeah.
Even Kevin Feige credits this is why the Marvel Cinematic Universe is here.
I
He
think
says
when-
it starts with Blade.
When all the executives got together and thought they could make their own company and control their own characters, this had to have been a part. Donald Logue!
Donald
Donald Logue, yep. And we saw Chris Christopherson a second ago. Johnny Cash,
20 years ago.
fellow performer.
This movie came out in August, I think? I looked it up earlier, maybe November.
I was going to say 1998, but only judging by the backwards Kangol hat.
Yeah,
it is 98. So
it was August 98. This came
we
out.
will talk about this in 30-20.
I was working at Disneyland at the time.
Oh.
Billy Matt points out he was fun in Major League.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is like the culmination of just a string of awesome movies Wesley was in, right? He was like on like a roll, basically, when this came out.
Yeah. Demolition Man was what, 95, 94?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years before.
Demolition Man was 94. I would say he was kind of sagging at this point.
Why is this guy 50?
Listen, here's his string of movies, right? So starting in 89, Major League, Mo Better Blues, New Jack City, Jungle Fever, White Men Can't Jump, Passenger 57, Rising Sun, Demolition Man 93, Tu Wong Fu 95, The Fan, Murder at 1600, U.S. Marshals in the same year as Blade 98.
Wow, this is like the generic This is 1998 song.
This is in this week's Laser Time.
Where's the... This is like a
What
Matrix
song is
scene.
this?
I don't know what it's called.
I just
think it's
realized
called
the
Club
Matrix
Music from
sequel
Blade.
owes everything it knows to Blade at this point.
Yeah. And the Trailer Park Boys, as we just saw. There's Donald Logue kissing a woman.
I don't believe it.
I'm getting Crow flashbacks for some reason. I feel like this could have been interchanged with the scene in The Crow.
This is super informed by The Crow, because that was only, what, 96, 95?
The Crow was like 94.
94?
Yeah, because he died in like 94.
This is not New Donk City, Stacey Fro. This is... Look at a young Julianne Moore there, and an old Stephen Baldwin. Yeah, there I am.
He's always old.
Guys, I own the soundtrack to this movie, says Billy Matt. Oh, this is a remix of Confusion by New Order?
Really?
This guy looks like Joe Pantoliano in a wig.
It's a young Joey Pants. Pee
Not
Wee
like
Herman
this.
edited the film.
Not like this.
Yeah, he was at a real low point at that time. He's editing Blade.
But there's so much donks. It's
Pee Wee
true.
Herman was in a different vampire series.
Yes, he
The
was.
Buffy movie.
Yeah. That was like his. That was his. Like, please give me work.
And that came out a few years before this, I want to say. That was
that
like
was
in
like
90
92.
92 or 3, yeah.
Because it was a few years between that and the TV show. And
Yeah.
the TV show started in 97, I think.
Stan Lee, Avi Arad, Joseph Calamar.
Avi
Yes.
Arad, the guy who fucked up comic book movies for 15,
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah. So Avi, when I
Continues to.
worked at Fox, Avi's the guy who used to come meet with the execs, and he'd
Yeah?
be wheeling and dealing like, "Hey, Avi's coming to the
And he'd
office
be like,
today."
I ran toy business
he was
around.
well, he was
I
doing
can tell
deals
you what to
for he was doing deals for Electro when I was there.
do. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
My gym bag to this day is a red Electra bag that I still
That's
bring to the gym
awesome.
because
I'm
I'm like,
so
you know what?
jealous.
Fight me at
Do
the
you
gym.
do you beat up sandbags to Evanescence?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
Bring me to
David
life.
Goyer, everyone's favorite comic book
Fuck you,
association.
David
Goyer.
S. Goyer has written so much though.
He's written like he's got his paws in every major comic movie except for most of MCU, and that guy sucks.
What's that lady doing?
He's oh my god.
Whoa.
Donald Logue should never
I think that's
wear
the Monday Night Movies' first blowjob scene.
He should never wear a mesh shirt.
This guy looks like the younger guy from True Blood, like the brother.
Another vampire franchise.
God, blood. Did it say bloodbath behind him?
This is pretty cool.
This is pretty cool.
Symbolism.
This is the only thing I remember from the movie, really.
Oh, so he's not a vampire. He's at a vampire party.
When was From Dusk Till Dawn? That was before this too,
95,
right? That was
yeah,
95.
96.
So people were used to the gore fest vampire flick
Yeah.
by this time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of vampires in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's Buffy's fault.
It's New Line, only a few years removed from Freddy, so they're still willing to take bloody chances at this point.
Yeah.
That's a big studio.
Uh-oh.
Trying to do the opening
Mike
of Triple X.
Angle! See, like in Walking Dead, just act like one of them and they won't bite you.
They brought him.
They
back.
don't really do that
fella.
in Walking Dead, do they? They just act like the zombies?
I mean, in the comic, eventually.
Have you seen Triple X?
Yes.
The first Triple X opens with a club scene, and it's awesome because the point of the scene is like, yeah, James Bond doesn't work anymore. A guy in a suit can't walk into this club. We gotta get Vin Diesel. And then James Bond was like, no, he works fine. Here's Daniel Craig. He's the coolest.
Did you see the second one?
No, I've never seen State of the Union or The Return of Xander
It's a
Cage.
fat Vin Diesel
Wait.
stunt
Isn't Ice Cube-
double
Ice Cube is the-
longboards into
Yeah,
into
no,
the
they
scene.
kill him.
Well,
They-
he was the second one, though, right? He was...
The second one was Ice Cube, but they kill Vin Diesel in that one. Then the third one, you find out he didn't die.
Well, no one ever in
Oh,
the
shit.
Furious movies does.
Yeah.
Dental plan. It's Drew Pearson.
Why are they saying that?
Oh, because man, that girl needs a dental plan. It's Dan Paladin.
Oh.
Dental plan or dental
And
van?
okay, so here's a conspiracy theory you can form. Blade's outfit. I'm sure it was part of the style. That's what every Marvel Universe costume looks
Yeah.
like from
Yeah.
here on out. Every Fantastic Four costume, all the X-Men.
X-Men.
Because it looks dope.
I like how
And
slim
it
he
looks functional. Those look
Yeah.
like bulletproof plates
Yeah.
or something.
It looks functional. I like that he looks slim because nowadays we're at the point where every superhero, even Iron Man, has to be super jacked all the time.
So this is the first Wesley
Whoa.
appearance. Well, and I love the way the vampires die in this. They just become like little ash things and go away.
They turn into a PS1 cutscene.
Unlike in like True Blood, where they're geysers of blood.
That CG doesn't hold up.
No.
They were talking on Buffy about how like they'd have to edit scripts to be like, we can't kill this many vampires because it costs like $5,000 every
Right.
time they did.
If you want to see CG that doesn't hold up, go look up the alternate ending to this movie. Well, I'll talk about it
I
more
watched
when
that
we
on
get
YouTube the
there.
other day.
Oh man,
What?
I
Just
bet
hit her
she
in the crotch?
looked like she was gonna kiss him.
This is almost Busy Child, or it is Busy Child.
Oh, a metal stake.
I think that was just wood, right?
What's
guy's
the
in a
heart that
bowling
needs to be
shirt.
pierced? The heart of the brain.
Oh. Well, he's doing it. He's probably got like
I'm totally okay with this where we're at right now.
a lot of
though.
them are probably like laced with holy water or whatever, garlic.
I've seen some really bad Wesley Snipes movies, but he's really fucking good
No,
here.
he's great.
Yeah, he was a great action movie star. Mm-hmm. If they brought Blade back in the MCU, it should be Wesley.
should be
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Come on, like why not?
He's ageless. He's another vampire. I
Say
was
all
talking
these
about
movies are
vampires.
canon. Marvel, if you don't have the balls, Marvel, put out Claw's mixtape, Marvel.
Are you sure that's him?
Well, I mean, Stallone at this rate, he will do a Demolition Man
pigtails.
sequel.
And you see Stallone, Stallone is dead shit going around today.
Is he supposed to be dead?
Mark
Hamill was dead too.
It went so far he had to like respond to it.
That's what Mark Hamill had to do. He had to be like, "Hey, I'm not dead."
Hey,
Absolutely.
I'm still
My
kicking.
new movie poster.
Have you seen my new poster for Creed 2?
That's actually a pretty good poster.
By the way, I tried on a leather trench coat one time.
What?
Shit is like
it works.
$5,000, and
Yeah.
that dude wore it here to get bullet holes in it.
A leather coat. That's.
I love that picture you chose.
Were you trying
Looks like
to?
he's taking his driver's license photo. That's cool.
Why did you try? Were you trying to be in the Matrix? What were you trying on leather trench coat for?
We just one day we realized you can go to any store in the mall and try on whatever you want, no matter how expensive it is. When you're like 16.
Send a text to your best friend, said, "Don't go into school tomorrow."
I wish if we had phone, like I did put on buttless chaps and like threatened to walk out of the store with them, and the girls who were working there thought it was hilarious. But like
At the
we weren't
time.
even filming it. I wish we were.
This was a long time ago.
He did all that to save one guy.
The only
Like,
leather
let's kill
trench
a
coat
bunch of
I've tried on, I
vampires.
tried on Dr. Doom's coat from Fantastic Four. When I was working at Fox, I tried on his coat.
When I worked at Capcom, we had the Giles outfit from the Street Fighter movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Only the
So
smallest
some camo pants.
Only the smallest people in the office could fit in it, so I couldn't even pretend to put my arm in it with fear of it. That 20-year-old outfit would explode.
JCVD's a little
Wait, that's
boy.
not Donald Logue, but that looks like his stunt double because that guy looked similar enough to him that it's like, oh yeah, he's his double.
What was that? Wait, did he just kill Donald
You're
Logue?
cool.
It looked like him, but I think that what I'm saying is I think that guy must be his.
But that was a stunt. But I mean, he killed the character.
Yeah.
I was not looking and I missed it. Oh man, I thought he was in more of the movie.
That's
I
how
like
they
Donald
always
Logue.
show up together.
No, I don't think that was him. I think that
okay.
was
There's a different character.
Yeah, a different character.
Carl Winslow. Blade's the clunkiest. Ugh.
I love that they have the fire extinguishers. They just know. Hey, there's going to be burning
Yeah.
vampires in here. Get the extinguisher.
Vampire rave.
You know how it is. They all show. The first
It's like
responders
Edward
all show up at the
Snippy
same time. That's the Wind Machine District.
Did they say what city it is? Did they say
You know, I'm
New
not
York?
sure they do. Did the chat? Did anybody pick up on that? I mean, it looks like New York. I'm assuming it's New
You're
York,
supposed to assume it's New York, but it could be one of those like the city.
but I'm sure it's shot in
Like the Tick.
Vancouver.
Is that what it is in the Tick? The city.
The city, yeah.
The city.
The city.
Drew
Fuck off,
Pearson
Drew
says.
Pearson. No.
Chris leaving
No.
Capcom is why Mohan World is so good. Oh, it's Los Angeles, says John Wiggles. Which is the irony. It's the city of light, and you know what? It's not the city of lights. No, that's Paris.
I
but
believe there hasn't.
that's what it is in Angel. That's the joke.
There hasn't been a Marvel movie set in Los Angeles.
Iron Man lived in Los Angeles.
When?
He lived in Malibu.
He lived in Malibu.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Because
Almost
that
all
was,
New
remember
York.
for a while, people were like, why aren't any of these movies in New York? And then
Yeah.
the end of Captain America, he wakes up in New York, and then the Avengers was in New York. And then Spider-Man, of course, lives in Queens. Except we don't get any good swinging scenes. That's the biggest thing that annoys me about that movie is there's no, like, him just balling ass around Manhattan. That's all I want out of a Spider-Man movie.
What are some other movies that came out in 1998? Ace Jet Man. Why not listen to 30 2010?
Yeah. Listen in August. We'll talk
It
about
doesn't
Blade.
matter because they all got their shit pushed in because of Titanic.
Yeah. Cherry 2000.
I know Iron Man 3 is set in
Oh,
LA, Markel, so I think that last sequence is Los
Oh,
Angeles.
yeah. I forget because you think about snow. You know, that was previously the biggest single character opening on a weekend.
Like,
What
but I think
was?
they were just on a roll. Like at that point, every Marvel movie was breaking a record.
Wait,
I
what
think-
was the last one?
Iron Man
Iron Man 3.
Okay.
I think it's the for a while that I thought it was the best Marvel movie, and
I think
I haven't
it's-
revisited it in long enough.
I think that Winter Soldier and Black Panther are the best
Yeah.
solo
For sure,
character movies.
they're the three that are the closest to being a real movie.
Yeah, you can
All
enjoy
right,
them
but
separately.
I think Captain America 1 is pretty much a real
I
movie.
found it really hard to watch.
Yeah.
The
I
second or
love that
third time I
movie.
tried to watch it.
But it's the most like a real film. Like it's got 3 acts. It settles things. Yeah, he dies at the end, but you feel like he dies. You don't feel like until you see the after credits when it's like go see the Avengers in 3 years. You know how long you've been asleep, Cap? Look at all these green screens of Times Square.
I feel like my whole costume once I took it off. Now people are just wondering like, why is Matt just sitting there in a black
Wearing a
t-shirt?
black shirt.
Actually,
Seth
you probably
MacFarlane?
introduced yourself. I don't think anybody's seen
Hey
you
guys,
before.
yeah, hey, I'm Matthew
Oh, yeah.
Allen. This is what I look like.
He's the best looking.
I'm
face timer.
ridiculously handsome compared to these fucking guys.
Watch out!
We
I got
all
a
know
cool
it.
hat on right now.
Okay, so that is that Donald Logue?
You guys can't see it, but I'm fighting off the chicks trying to
think
get
it
in here
was-
for this hat. This hat is.
It looks like the Tar Zombie from Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, drain the swamp.
We should go out and I'll wear my
Samuel
Macho Man
Taylor.
beanie that has the Macho Man glasses on. You can wear that.
You have Beanie with the
You'd
glass.
be fighting the ladies on.
John
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
I don't want
Blade
that much
would,
pussy.
Blade would fit in the Netflix universe.
Has Deadpool?
is that
I
the
mean,
Donald-
Ryan
that
Reynolds
is the
showed up?
Donald Logue, then.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's the third one. That's Blade Trinity.
How many superhero movies has Ryan Reynolds been in now?
Green Lantern,
Wow.
Deadpool 2,
Green-
Blade Trinity.
Blade Trinity,
Yeah.
yeah. 4.
What?
Him and Chris Evans must be tied for different superhero characters.
Yeah.
they played.
And Idris Elba. Well, no, that doesn't count.
I was telling you that no one acknowledges that Chris Evans was the Human Torch before.
Well, there's
It's
been a
like
lot of
if we
talk
fell in
about
an
it.
alternate universe.
There's
right?
a lot to talk about this weekend. You know
Yeah,
why?
because there's two torches
There's
now.
another
that are-
Human Torch in
yeah.
the MCU
Right.
now because Michael B. Jordan was Human Torch too.
of course.
Idris
yeah.
Elba was in Ghost
Oh, but I
Rider,
mean,
but
they
he's not a
blew-
superhero.
They blew
Yeah.
all that up. Like all those Fantastic Four, they're gone.
Yeah, none of
they're
those matter.
absolutely gone.
We'll
Well,
never have
Jessica
a good
Alba-
Fantastic Four movie.
I didn't mind seeing Jessica Alba. Part
fuck
of
was
those
that?
movies. She didn't look like Susan Storm.
He thought of his mom because it's a black lady that got attacked by a vamp.
Yeah, but I don't think
Puts her out of her misery.
I don't think he knows that his mom survived. That's the
Oh, is he
that's
gonna
the tell.
Is he gonna sire her?
What?
But his mom survives?
Yeah, that's how that
Is
works.
that a thing?
I told
Way to
you,
go,
he's got
police.
Bulletproof stuff.
And he has like the coolest. He looks amazing. Like
Hmm.
he looks like a vampire action guy. Oh my god,
He just
I love
threw her
that.
out the building.
That looked better than most people being
Than most
thrown
new
out of-
CG.
Like, because they didn't. That was all compositing. That wasn't
Yeah.
making a woman
There
out
was
of CG.
There was no. They weren't like spending $1 million to make a fake GoPro.
Yeah, that looks like shit. Watching, we talked about it on bonus time, but like watching Black Panther again, the fight scene on those train tracks is like, this is a big PS3 cutscene that
Yeah.
I'm watching right now.
Man, wait till you see the PS1 cutscene at the end of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Oh, damn, that was cool.
The first one where he has the silver skin
No,
going on?
the last
Oh,
one.
the new one?
Yeah,
I didn't
the-
see that.
I've not seen it.
there's no
It's
reason
so
to see
fucking
that.
tacked on and awful.
I've never seen Rise of the Silver Surfer either, but recently I went on a big Silver Surfer comics binge and I watched all of the Silver Surfer scenes from it, and those were pretty cool. But I'm not gonna watch the rest of the movie.
Larry Fishburne was a fine Silver Surfer.
Yeah, well, he was only the voice.
He was.
You know who was the body?
Doug Jones.
Yes. Who could have just done the his? When I read Silver Surfer comics, he sounds in my head either like Doug Jones, like a soft-spoken regular guy, or like Keith David, who's the voice I put on half of characters.
Yeah, I've seen the Silver. I saw it when it premiered. I was like transfixed.
We just talked about it on 30-2010. Well, last week or the week before, an episode that's already up by now. J.R. Rawls, check it out. 302010.net.
Actually, you guys were just on today's Laser Time that just came out. You guys were talking about other black superheroes in film, and there's kind of an extensive list. There's way more than I thought there would be.
Yeah,
Like I
most
totally
of them-
forgot about Meteor Man.
Yeah, most of them not from comics, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you count blaxploitation films, there's a
Yeah.
ton, right?
I think
Like
we
it's-
covered that for
if
a
you're like,
second.
hey, this guy's
there
a
should
super
be
pimp,
because like the stuff we love in Fast
Dolomite.
and the Furious, like
right?
Son of
Dolomite and Superfly, kind of did that.
Yeah.
like that guy just knocked 3 people out with one slap.
The Rock
Well, most
stamping
people
his
don't-
foot and people
Yeah.
fly in the air.
Most people don't know this, but that was the original Avengers. It was the
Stop
Human
it.
Tornado, Black
Yeah.
Dynamite, Black Belt
Human
Jones,
tornado,
Was that Jim Jones?
son of Dolomite.
Blackula, and Blackenstein.
Blackenstein.
Blackula, son of is it Blackula, Dracula, and son of Khan? This is the only 3 monsters I believe.
I think there was a Simpsons joke, and then there was
That was a
like
Futurama joke.
Blackula, Blackenstein, and the Blunch Black of Blocher Blame.
The Blanche Black's a blood. Isn't that a Mr. Show joke?
Don't remember.
I think it's. Or no, maybe that is.
I think it's an old like a. Well,
I
newer-
just today received in the mail the complete Mr. Show on DVD. I've never
Really?
owned them.
Nice.
Yeah, I've watched them all, but I've never owned them. So I haven't seen.
Is it
most...
one set with 3 things
Yes.
in it?
It is $2 more than buying them all separately, but I did it to get the one small case.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
And I got the
Yes,
Ben Stiller show a couple
Christopherson.
days ago. I'm on a sketch DVD binge. Oh, Bob! What Bob says on the upcoming episode where we talk about the Ben Stiller show, absolutely accurate. It's so funny how like most of the sketches are like YouTube parody pitches, but amazingly acted.
Yeah.
Like the pitches are so bad, but the way Ben Stiller and company acts them are amazing. They're all incredible.
Since we're off topic, the David Cross's story and like getting his job there. He's like, never written anything. I don't know what to do, and it's all like based around what impression Ben Stiller wants to do, sort of, and like
That's exactly what they all are.
And it's you're like, let's do a parody of Few Good Men. And he's like,
Because he did Tom Cruise.
what do we do? Few Good Men with Boy Scouts, and then like the reaction was explosive that I backed away from it.
That's a great pitch. Though.
And then he said it was like an accident. Like now I have to write this thing, and it's a really good sketch.
That's what all
where the sunglasses appear and disappear when they cut back and forth.
That's what being in a sketch writing room is. Okay, I have 3 great pitches I'm going to bring in. Oh, they all got knocked down. What's your next pitch? What if this happens and this happens? That's a great idea. Write it. Oh no!
Oh no!
Think of what that is.
Hey, that's right, Corey D. He's country music star and friend of like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. Chris Christopherson.
I saw him live last year.
You saw him perform live to sing live, really?
Yeah, Hardly Strictly Bluegrass. It was just a total accident. I'm like, oh, there's the homeboy from Blade.
I believe an episode of Beavis and Butthead is from within his bunghole or something. It was one of the commercial breaks. We returned from Chris Christopherson's bunghole.
I swear, there's. Everybody on TV is named with such bad dick puns in Beavis and Butthead. I swear to God, Mike Judge was a game show host. Hello, I'm Huge Jackman. And like, yep, that's a name that'll never be not funny in society.
That looks like Orson Welles for sure.
What are you doing?
He lives at night.
And there's the aforementioned Doug Jones. Oh my God!
This guy.
Scott Thompson's all over Hannibal.
Isn't that crazy? In a totally straight role.
Yeah, he's still hilarious.
Oh.
Double time straight role.
I'm disappointed. I was thinking Buddy. He was just if he played Buddy.
They you drain a body of blood and stitch the skin together.
I've eaten a lot of men too. I don't keep them in me. I've seen him do that live twice. Love that man.
That
sounds like a movie name.
Really good villain name, Deacon Frost.
Oh, there's Dorf. Star of...
Wait a minute. Conspiracy theory. Deacon Frost smokes blue cigarettes. Deacon Blue the song. Oh my God. We're in the Matrix.
The Slavic language, the subtitles are letting us know.
Yes. Oh, see, you can tell he's a disgrace because he smokes cigarettes. Actually, Blade did get his own TV series, Stacey.
Played by Sticky Fingers.
He got an animated and
there's an animated Blade series?
Yeah, well, I think it might be one of those direct-to-DVD type things.
I think it was on BET. That might have been
it was Black Panther, I think.
Black Panther did have that shitty motion comic, which I watched a clip from today.
The most 90s hairstyle ever, says Red Bear.
Flaming Cocktail, Dorf on Golf.
Stephen Dorf on Golf.
Stephen Dorf on Golf. I would pay to see that.
Man, you could smoke as much as you wanted as a vampire.
Yeah. Maybe it's time we forgot about my career.
I forgot that they took out the fuck's sake in like every promo. People are a food.
God, who wrote down on a post-it note on a wall of a writer's room, vampire board meeting, and then turned it into a scene? Give that guy a medal.
Yeah, they're going to have a quick powwow.
But it's been in so many movies since, right? It's a trope now. So you have like Twilight.
Oh, you ever seen Daybreakers?
No, that's one with Ethan Hawke, right?
Cool, yeah.
Fellow vampire Ethan Hawke.
That movie is so cool and underrated, and it does so much. It's such a great world building movie because it really does flesh out in as many ways as you can what would an entire world of vampires be like.
I get it confused all the time with 30 Days of Night. Like there was a while there where
it's better than that, but that movie's also pretty cool.
What's the one that was like a Russian vampire movie?
Oh, really Night Watch, and then Day Watch, and I'm not sure they finished the third one.
Oh, you're not thinking of what's the one with the little girl?
Let the Right One In?
Let the Right One In, yeah. Which they remade.
Oh, is that what you were thinking of?
No, I was thinking of Night Watch. You had it.
It's crazy. They're crazy films. Like the effects are kind of wild. But
Day Watch says Dark Paladin. You think it's Day Watch?
Well, no, it was the original was Night Watch.
There's Day Watch, and there's supposedly Dusk Watch.
No.
I'll look it up.
Why did John Rodriguez just say SNL?
You're right. They're not evil enough to be Republicans, says Pierre. And this guy really blends in outside.
Yeah.
But the conceit is that Blade is half bumper.
Yes. He's a daywalker. I don't know if you heard around here, but I'm the only one that can have cool, weird hair.
God. I'm not going to pay for this essence of garlic, but Trader Joe's has cube crushed garlic for $1.99.
Yeah, Night Watch from 2004, a fantasy thriller set in present-day Moscow where the forces control daytime and nighttime do battle.
Yeah. It's some of the cool, like, a thing where a tiger jumps up against the wall and then splashes and turns into two human beings. It's one of the coolest effects I've ever seen.
This guy's like a keyboard on his head.
I feel like this movie might have inspired Underworld in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like vampire. If you think about like the
I've
vampire.
never seen any of
mediums.
those movies.
I saw the
What?
first one. There, I hated the
First one was okay.
I like Resident Evil. I've seen. Isn't that the same?
Wait, how many of those have you seen? I haven't
I
seen
think
any.
3.
I've
I
seen
watched them
0.
all in one day.
I played practically every game. Haven't
It might
seen
have been
one.
4.
of the
Which
movies.
one's in the big desert? Is that 3 or 4?
3.
Yeah. Okay, then I've seen 3 of them.
This 4 is on a boat in a prison.
It's like
Ugh.
Speed 2, but on a bus instead of a boat.
It's all so bad. Black character count is up to 4, says J.R. Rawls.
Yeah, this movie has more black people. than I
Defeating Marvel
remembered.
and DC at this point.
Wait, this is the vampire he saved, right?
Not a vampire.
She's in his Hogwarts
okay.
dorm.
Okay, this design is dumb.
You know, like those stairs shelves?
That single-player chess board over there. How can anyone play that?
Dark Paladin, I think you're onto something with how he finances his scheme. Just
Sure
everything
plays
disappears
Atari.
but their watch. Just sells it.
You have to know how he finances his vampire hunting from selling the watches. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't need an explanation, honestly. This movie just didn't have to do that, but
Yeah.
we're really appreciative it
Is that
did.
really the explanation they give?
That's what
He's
Dark
a watch
Paladin
thief?
says. I believe him. He's a Dark Paladin. I
I
don't
mean, if
like
you're
Paladin.
ashing people all over, you might as well just pick up whatever they
Guess
leave.
so. Well, why not scoop up their gold teeth, Hitler? Jesus. Joke shouldn't have gotten complete
Wow,
silence.
yeah, was that? No,
Shouldn't have gotten
it
complete
took me a
silence.
few seconds to put it together, and then I saw where you were going. And then I got offended.
It's kind of my MO.
Takes me a while. It takes me a while to get offended by Chris, but when I do,
Uh-oh.
oh boy. Secret sword.
It's got another sword inside of it.
He has a
Whoa.
rock tumbler inside every single sword hilt.
But if you lift that up, it makes a sound of rain. It's really soothing.
Whistler.
It's called Grandpa's Sexual Tonic.
Would you like a whistler?
What does he have in the second one? He has like a kid, or like a young guy.
I never saw the second one.
He didn't?
That's the Del Toro one, though,
Yeah,
right?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, it's Del Toro. The
Oh,
third
man,
one
you
is the
got-
one with Ryan Reynolds as a young guy.
Yes, and Patton Oswalt.
Can I
Jim-
have another beer from somewhere?
Beal,
And
Jennifer
Blade has
Jessica Biel?
CGI eyes because he wouldn't open his eyes. They had to CGI them opening.
What?
There's a shot of Wesley Snipes.
David Paladin says, "Yo, dog, I know you like swords, so I put a sword in your sword."
There's a shot in Blade
It's a
3
perfectly
of Wesley
2000s
Snipes
joke.
laying on like a hospital bed or like a bed or something, and he's supposed to just open his eyes and look around, but Wesley Snipes just wouldn't do it. So they CGI'd his eyes opening.
Whoa.
Well, here's the thing. He was a
It was
producer
Norman
on
Reedus,
this movie.
Corey
Yeah.
Dean,
Yeah, Norman Reedus was in here.
and Triple H. Don't forget Triple H. Just fun.
Yeah,
cocktail.
I don't. I mean, I love the Triple H reference, so I'll. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Flaming Cocktail, but I like it.
That's
that
what
the
Wesley
scene? Was
Snipes
that
looked
the
like when I saw him in Comic Con. Like, oh, it's Wesley
really
Snipes.
fucking
That's
pissed
so
off.
cool. Like, Jesus, man, don't be here if you're that mad when people recognize you.
Yeah, you're at Comic Con and you're Wesley Snipes.
And he's sitting in a booth underneath the sun says Wesley Snipes, and I've never seen a person more mad.
Do you remember the Wesley Snipes character on 30 Rock?
Mm-mm.
It was what's his name? Somebody in the chat remember the British guy, and he's this white, weedy British guy, and his name is Wesley Snipes, and everyone makes fun of him because of Wesley Snipes. And he's like, if you knew there were two guys named Wesley Snipes, and one looked like him, one looked like me, who do you think would be named that?
I wish. Wouldn't it be so cool if he was a war hero?
Triple H is in Blade Trinity. Thank you, Flaming
Oh, okay.
Cocktail. That means
Boy,
WWE
that makes
probably
perfect
promoted
sense.
the hell out
Triple
of
H,
it.
Blade Trinity.
Well, I thought
Right.
the criticism of Blade 2 is that it's like so wrestling inspired.
Really?
I remember reading. Yeah, I thought I remember reading like there was like
Does Guillermo love wrestling?
Well,
off the
so
top rope horse
Red
shit.
Baron points out Ron Perlman's in Blade 2. I totally forgot.
That makes sense.
So that was a
It's
Del Toro
GDT
thing, right?
movie. Yeah. He's in all of his movies for a while. He's not in Kronos, but he's in the one
Devil's
after that.
Backbone?
Oh no, he's in Kronos. He's not in Devil's Backbone.
Who gasses up like that?
He just wasted.
Just throw it anywhere.
And smokes.
Throw it anywhere. That's right. It's a tequila shot. Just pour it across the board. Who gives a shit.
In California, that's like $11 of gas that he just poured on his
So
car.
Chris Christopherson's one of those dudes who's always looked old. Like he
Yeah.
just like, for the
Looked
past
old in the
40
70s.
years he looks the same age.
Yeah, I saw this guy sing and perform on his own
Probably look the same, right?
like 12 months ago. Looked just the same.
You
Yeah.
saw Chris Christopherson
Yeah.
with Dolly or somewhere else?
No, hardly strictly. You should do that if you haven't.
Oh,
done
I've been
it
to
yet.
that. I went to that this year.
Yeah.
Chris Christopherson was there. What? Oh my god.
Performing, in my opinion, boring ass music.
Yeah, I love bluegrass.
Were you hoping for a Steve
It's
Martin
just
appearance?
him and a guitar.
Yeah.
And boring.
Oh, I saw Toy Story Man. What the fuck?
Toy Story.
Randy Newman.
I saw Randy Newman there this year.
Oh,
or
man.
last
I
year.
was
now.
saying Tom Hanks. I was like, what?
Yeah, I saw
Singing
Tom Hanks
the
play
song
bluegrass.
for Bat.
Randy Newman did not play bluegrass. He just played the Toy Story song. But it's funny because he was like, Pixar is about an hour from here.
Keeping the Edwards down. That's
He
a Randy
loves-
Newman song.
He loves LA.
That's a way better
I love LA.
Randy Newman.
From the highway. Daniel, what's up, Daniel?
Damn, Daniel.
Daniel Trish. Yeah, stay away from political news. What?
Acting school.
Got her. 20 years ago.
Damn.
Got her.
That's the thing I've been doing. That's the thing I've been doing with my girlfriend now is when I make a great slam, meaning like the dumbest jokes, and I go boom, got him. like, and I do it. I try and do it.
Wait,
So
you
she
do
can't-
that for your own joke?
I do it
though?
to me, and
Oh,
I do
God.
it so I try and do it on my best so she can't hear me, but she always.
Because
hears
you
me.
got to help him out. You got to
I
be
go,
there so you
boom,
can
got
go
him.
boom, got him. Because it's pathetic when
No,
he does
it's
it.
mid coitus every time. I don't know.
Got him.
Corey D is saying there's an arc welder next to the gas pump.
Well, yeah, I mean, he just lit up a cigar as gassing up, so I
Yeah.
think he's fine. I doubt he discharges his static electricity before gassing up.
See,
I'm
the
just
way
guessing.
the way things are going politically, it makes way more sense that vampires are controlling political parties. It can't just be lizard people. They gotta have help.
Right. The
looks-
Illuminati need help.
He looks like the Tron aging of Jeff Bridges, but the other direction. Like they were like, let's add
Christopherson?
40 years to him. Yeah.
Yeah, but you would die for arms like that. Look how ripped he is.
I'd die from arms like that. I'd let him kill me
I got you right here.
while making love. You're no Chris Christopherson.
Oh, please.
Do you think his name was ever funny at any point?
I just am hoping
What?
he doesn't have a middle name.
It's
that
like your
begins
name
with
being
K.
Matt Mattathy.
Yeah. That'd be great. I'd love that.
I remember seeing the word for the first. That's not a real name.
Chris Christopherson.
There was someone on Twitter this week. They were tweeting something really bad, and their initials were something Chris KKK were their initials, and
goodness.
everyone's like, "Wow, what a nice name
Just
for
save
you."
time and call him Christopherson.
Slavic speaking vampires are controlling our politics, Chris, is Pierre. Don't blame me. I voted for Nosferatu since Daisy Pro.
Did you watch the new John
Max
Oliver
Shrek
thing?
2020, yeah.
Last
Not
night,
yet.
John
No,
Oliver, and they
no,
showed
no.
that clip of the Russian comedian making
That
fun of
fucking-
Trump, and Putin like cracks a little smile.
He's got me there. I definitely have a PP tape of that guy.
Yeah. Happy President's Day to Vladimir Putin.
That's great. It's awesome that Trump doesn't respond to tweets. What did the Obama administration do about Russian hacking? What have you done?
Yeah. Get hacked by it. They made him president. What does he want to do?
And we walked into the Matrix for some reason.
Pretty much. There's a lot.
It's a
of
Dewey Decimal
similarities.
System with neon. Music playing at a low volume. Martin.
Is that Mike McDonald?
Who is that guy?
Stewart!
He looked just like him in that shot. It looked like they slipped him into one shot to mess with people. Oh, missed.
There's a terrible Mahjong version.
It's a dead language.
I'm 9,000 years old, but I gotta listen to Sandstorm.
This guy's name's Udo Kier.
Jerry Ross says, "What's the best vampire video game of all time? The Masquerade Bloodlines, possibly. People love that game."
Is this the movie where Rosie Perez is is great at Jeopardy and white vampires aren't able to jump? Says Daniel Tree. Fucked up your joke, but I love that movie.
Wait, is he putting two movies? Oh no, The Lottery. I was thinking is
Nice.
It Could Happen.
White
to
men
You.
can't jump.
Yeah, she's great at Jeopardy in that movie. I've never seen
Yeah.
that movie. I've listened to the
It's
podcast.
fantastic.
Look, that's Mike McDonald. They're slipping him into shots. Joe Mogo
I
says,
can
"I'm
only
an jealous
think of his
robust guy."
awkward Stewart character. What other character did he play on Mad TV?
He's in Austin Powers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on Mad TV, you play a lot of characters that were just him.
No!
He played that fat old Jewish guy, like in the
I think he was the
tracksuit.
head writer for a couple years in the
Was
show
he?
no one remembers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he should be way bigger because he was great on Mad TV.
He had a stand-up special that nobody ever watched.
Oh, he's Q in the Spy movie. The movie Spy.
Oh yeah,
He's
that
in,
movie's good.
he's in most of Paul Feig's movies.
But he's also in 2 Austin Powers movies.
That's
Maybe
true.
3.
No.
I thought you were talking about Mike McDonald, the singer.
No,
the dude
not-
from Chicago.
Don't stake me out.
Why do you all think the vampires love techno? That's sort of the joke I was
It
making.
lived forever. It's the best music.
Yeah, but
They
I've lived
understand.
forever. You can't let
not
me
lived
listen
as
to a
long
new
as a
song on the
vampire.
radio and have me become obsessed with it. Always bet on black.
Did he sire her? Is she a vampire now?
No, she got bit by the other vampires, and so he's telling her to be safe because now she's marked by them.
So
They
she's
want to
not a
finish the
vampire.
conversion.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always a two-step process.
I think they have like a less conspicuous. People know there are vampires in this town. Like, don't walk around with that on your neck. Yes, Cesar, this is a Parappa beanie. It's cold in San Francisco right now.
Your beanie's the one that gets a fucking comment. Mine
I got
has
it for
ears
$5
on it.
at box lunch.
Pay 25 in an amusement park for this, people.
$25.
Well, your ears might not be in the frame. I
Are
don't know.
they? Are they not?
Guys, can you see his ears? No, not
Gotta
his
be
real
able to
ears.
see my ears.
His bunny ears.
There, yeah. Oh no, they do look bad.
Yeah,
There it is.
See? What's up, Doc?
She looks like an anime
Turns
character.
around Captain America style. You want to do this right now?
Pretty close.
Boom.
Which Baldwin brother is that?
So, did anyone press the button, or...
Tarnell Baldwin.
Is it a black guy?
Yes. Wow.
No, it's not.
I don't know why I'm ashamed of myself.
That's not a black
I
guy.
feel like a shot ago he was. They just
They're
forgot.
Mike McDonalding him.
They
putting a
don't,
black
they're like,
guy
well,
in.
what actor? I don't know. Just get another guy.
No, it's okay. They're from Wakanda. This is John Williams. Oh man, that's gonna be. Don't let that become racist shorthand. I know the South, man. They're gonna adopt that.
Wakanda.
Oh man, all these Wakandans were at the polls. You know what I'm saying.
Did you watch the Red Letter Media review of Black Panther?
I did not.
They were upset that it's too African. Seemingly, it sounded like.
Well,
I love
it-
those guys,
it's-
but sometimes they say something.
I'm not
where it's
complaining,
like,
but
man.
it's like it's. I've never seen anybody lean that hard in like African
Yeah,
shit.
I
Like
love
I
it.
grew up with that kind of being forced to go see that kind of culture because of my teacher.
Yeah.
She was African.
Or they were like upset that it was so traditional. They're like, aren't they beyond this? And it's like, we go to church. Like,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
our country has
You know that
shit.
dumb suit you wear every day to church with a tie that has no meaning?
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we saw that, it was the Lion King would be like the last movie I can think of that was like not,
That's what
not
during
doing it
the,
as a joke.
During the
right?
movie, I was like, I wish I wasn't thinking of the Lion King so much in this movie, but that really is the only other reference point I have for African.
You'll have
I mean, the
You'll
difference
have
is I
plenty
know
of
that
memes.
in this movie, it's like, okay, it's probably pretty accurate.
When
with a
he's
lot of
talking to his ghost dad in an African desert with like one beautiful tree on it, I'm like, this is.
I don't remember this boy girl. Who is
Why couldn't they get James?
who
Earl
is
Jones?
they?
That's Kevin McDonald. Are you a vampire?
Oh, this fucking Diet Chandler over here.
Look at his
For
hair.
real. That guy's like,
His forehead is 3 feet long.
yeah, he's not old enough to be a cop.
Dark Paladin says, "Huh, it must be the real LAPD to enter without a warrant." Curtis Webb, son of Jack.
He looks like every side character on Buffy.
Yeah, his skin's getting ripped off in another 10 minutes.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I couldn't have predicted.
garlic spray.
Joe Mogo says, "Could I be any more of a vampire servant?"
Good idea.
I'm wearing everything you wear. That's not the opposite of that.
Oh,
Whoa,
whoa,
that was
whoa,
cool.
whoa! Where'd Blade come from?
What do you mean?
He just hit him
That
in the
was great.
butt. He just kneed him in the butt so hard.
Knee him in the butt.
The way you Charlie horse your friend by kneeing him in the tailbone.
Yeah, he looked at the circle I made with my finger, so I hit him.
So did you guys see the Variety interview with Wesley?
Huh?
What?
So Wesley did an interview with Variety where he basically said he was developing Black Panther in the early '90s, or
I
at
believe
least he
it.
thinks he was.
Oh
And he
yeah, he
said-
just. I bought this comic book. I own the rights.
No, he said he
I-
contributed to the script. It was really vague. But then
Here's
he
what I
said-
imagine.
make
Someone
him
mentioned the
blacker.
word to them. He's like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And he's like, what if I'm do this? And like, yeah, that's really good. I'll talk to Marvel and we'll be right back. And that's as far as it
Well,
went.
they asked him. They said, "What did the suit look like?" He goes, we didn't get that far, but
Of
I'm
course you
assuming
didn't.
it would have been like a, like spandex or something, like every superhero
They
outfit."
told him he was the biggest black actor in Hollywood, and he thought he legally had the rights to any character with the name Black. in
That's
the
what I was
title.
trying to say. Yeah, they also want me to remake Dolomite and Emperor Jones.
That'd be odd. Dude, Wesley Snipes' Dolomite would be amazing. If he went in with it, he wouldn't.
There's
but if he-
there's got to be a way to approach Dolomite. There are a few movies.
If he
I
was
get
like,
that.
I'm the Daywalker. I'm Dolomite.
I get.
Dolomite,
I don't even
my
view
man.
Dolomite as a bad movie anymore. I get just tremendous joy, not unlike The Room. It is so much fun.
yeah.
So is it sad? The only way I know Dolomite is from Bebe's Kids.
Really.
Don't
Not
they
even
talk
from
about
Mad
no,
TV, Son of
They,
Dolomite.
they
That's how
talk
I
about it in
learned
Bebe's Kids a lot, don't
It's,
they?
I think they do.
Dolomite, my man.
And
Yeah.
Mad TV did a great sketch. And if
of
you ever saw The
Dolomite.
Great White Hype, Damon Wayans' character is obsessed with Dolomite. Has to watch Dolomite before every
Is it a
time
good
he
movie?
boxes.
I've never seen it. The boxing
No.
movie?
No, but I've seen it 1,000 times, and like every actor is amazing.
I love boxing movies, so I want to watch
There's
it.
not a lot of boxing in it. I love Peter Berg in it, who I've just never really seen anything else, and he's just a director now.
Yeah, what do I know that name from?
He's done a lot. If you saw him, you'd recognize him. But he's directed a lot of good stuff. He was a director on Friday Night Lights.
Yep.
Oh,
Very Bad Things, The Kingdom, the
okay.
Battleship.
Very
I think
Bad Things. Probably where I know him from.
he's not in it.
Although no, is he the director?
Yeah, he's a director.
Yeah, that's what I know his name from that. But at first, I was thinking Peter McNichol when you first said it.
He's in Great White Hype, and he's the star of Shocker, the Wes Craven, not
Wait,
Freddy
the
movie from the 80s.
FBI guy isn't the X-Files boss isn't the star of that?
Yeah, well, he is.
Yeah.
But he's the teenager who's being
Yeah.
chased by him, yeah.
Huh.
And I can't ever do the line right, but, like, have you ever wanted to hear Sam Jackson tell John Lovitz to shut the fuck up? That happens in Great White Hype.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Shut the fuck up. All right. Like, it's like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Acting.
Whoa, what's happening?
I mean, I guess it's like silly to have him wear the coat and stuff all the time, but would he be inconspicuous without it? Like the way he looks in general.
Yeah,
Imagine
I don't
like
know.
being teenage friends of Wesley Snipes, like going to high school with him.
He's
Wearing
got a sweet fade. Though.
Hulk
Look at that
Hogan
fade.
sunglasses the whole time.
Yeah, and that is Hulk Hogan style now.
You don't drive me on the wrong side
Cue
of
the
the road.
Cypress Hill.
I'm a vampire going down to L.A. The best Cypress Hill I could do.
That's some
That was
great
pretty
rear
good.
projection.
Come on, quick, get the fan. Want get fan? I want the fan. Undercover. Sorry.
Wasn't Blade really tied to Spider-Man comics?
Yeah, well, so I was
Yeah.
I was saying when we started, when I had my Blade costume on, so that my first exposure to Blade was the Spider-Man animated show in the '90s. He did an appearance, and it was a couple episode arc. Like they would always do the
plasma.
So it was one of those like cliffhanger episodes where he throws Spider-Man off a building at the end of the first episode, and then Spider-Man webs because fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, that'll kill him.
And he looks down and goes, "Sorry, I have to do this," or something. Like, just cuts his web, and Spider-Man literally falls the rest of the way. It was awesome.
Is that a web? Corey D says, how is he sitting in a car with a fucking sword on his back?
Video
Sure,
game
yeah.
logic. It's clipping through the seat
Bucket
behind
seats.
him.
It's like the plane in Kill Bill. He's got a special slot for it. I remember one time my friend watched one of the DC animated movies, and it was the one based off of Tower of Babel. And he's like, they try and kill Batman by burying him. That's like throwing Superman off a building. Like you're not doing anything to him. Yes, the J.R. Wells, there was a Blade video game. I remember the comic book
There
ads
was?
vividly. Yeah, I think it was a PS2 game.
Easy peasy if you mean who's this dude if you mean me. Hi, it's Matty Allen.
It was a steak.
Was there a Blade video game? That is a good question, JR. I
yeah.
can't.
There's a Blade game on Game Boy Color.
Oh,
Pierre
yeah.
Luc.
When in doubt, check Game Boy Color. I think that's where like the Daredevil game ended up.
It is
Never
home.
came out.
Never. Well, no, there was a Game Boy one I think that did come out.
Oh, the Game Boy one did?
Yeah.
It is home to the
But
only
the
Will
cool
Ferrell
one didn't
sprite
come
in the
out.
universe, the Game Boy Color.
What was it for?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
there was a Game Boy
Chibumato!
Color game
Ow, my leg.
and a PS1 game. Yeah, I remember the. Oh, and there's also a Blade 2 game. So Blade 2 game is what I remember the comic book ads for. I remember in Ultimate X-Men.
Look at all these guys wearing sunglasses inside.
This is awesome. There's J-pop and Blade.
The Asian tattoo.
Ganguro girls in Blade.
Look at they all have the same sunglasses, Morpheus sunglasses.
Dark Paladin says, "Is that Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi?" Teen Titans.
Genji!
No, you're right, Red Baron. Blade was the first of the K-pop wave. I feel like Blade is the first of so much stuff that later became huge.
I'm really enjoying myself, I just want to say. I was maybe a little too harsh in this movie back in '98.
I think this movie's perfectly fine. I even like the third one that everybody
It's
hates.
making me miss Wesley Snipes.
Because I like Ryan Reynolds, so the third one's fine to me. This guy is a poor man's Chandler. Can it be more?
Could
in the
I be
freezer?
any more immortal? Be cool.
Red Baron, you are right. Trinity's awesome because of Ryan Reynolds. The Reynolds makes anything.
I think the only parts of it I've seen are his scenes. I've never watched Blade Trinity.
It's not terrible.
Not terrible?
Not terrible.
Yeah?
It's worth seeing for free.
I don't believe you.
The best part of the Blade TV show wasn't Blade, and that's sad. This is my cry.
What was the best part?
What was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell us.
Not Sticky Fingers?
The Spike idents.
I remember that was on for like... It very quickly went, but then they pushed the DVD a lot. I remember seeing the DVD in like Target and Best Buy.
Some kind. It's the fanciest archive I've ever seen in my whole life.
Blade.gif, Blade.jpg.
Claws, get it? Vampires.
They all have claws. They're so noted for their claws.
They do.
This is my CED collection.
My hand fangs.
Vampires have claws, dude. Depends on the universe. You just used to those Twilight vampires, man.
Oh, I love them.
Hey, that's what I do with an infinity pool.
Is Batman Returns reference?
Yeah, this did follow up Batman Returns, didn't it?
A few years.
This was
90
before Forever.
Batman Returns
though.
like 94.
Dark
No,
Paladin
it's not
says
before Forever.
when was
98?
Batman Forever?
Like 96.
No.
96?
90,
Batman and Robin was
95.
97,
95?
right?
Okay, so this is after all that.
Yeah, it was way after.
So this is trying to right
This
those
is when
wrongs.
comic book movies were
Wait,
dumb.
what is she Darth Vader? What
No,
the fucking
that's
chamber was
what's
she in?
weird though. This is them trying to masquerade comic book movies as something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I remembered it as a action horror movie.
They're
'cause
they're hoping their comic roots do not show.
They did not play this up as a comic thing.
That's
at
why
the
it's a
time.
character that you don't know is from a comic book.
Yeah.
But they still don't need to work very hard to write everything about him.
If it wasn't for my love of 90s after school animation, I wouldn't have ever known who Blade was.
Man, this Apple takes me really into this operating system. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I hate Myst so much. Oh, The Witness is really good.
He's watching UHF.
If someone doesn't do this already, a great Patreon would just be people examining fake operating systems in pop culture.
I really
That's
want
good.
to.
Yeah.
I like the net. She goes to pizza.com, orders a pizza.
/ pizza.
Dennis Miller makes fun of the internet. Ah, what you doing there, Chachi?
Look, he's all fixed.
Is that Donald though?
It is.
He's got to go film the pilot for Grounded for Life.
You old people remember him as the MTV cab driver.
That's how I
Jimmy the
remember
cab driver.
Hey, I think most things.
He
Besides Gotham, everything he does now is for an old
Well, he
person.
gained a
to
lot of
remember
weight
from.
after this. So look how
Yeah.
skinny he is right
Well, he was
there.
on Grounded for Life. Remember that show?
I remember the name of that show. Yeah, I
was
think
a
I was too
sitcom.
old for that show at the time.
No, it had
was a
Kevin
Fox
Corrigan
show.
on it.
Yeah, he was the brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
We found the most ultimate 90s hot girl.
Oh,
How many places has a couple had to go with a bloody nose before someone starts getting worried?
They're debating the black character count in the chat right now. We think
Chris
it's at
O'Donnell.
4, might be at 5.
A lot of people have dyed blonde hair here. It's difficult to tell. He's Bullock in Gotham, says Corey D. Jesus.
yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I hated that movie Crash, by the way.
Gross. She's kissing Steven Dorff.
Ah. Ah.
He's just growling at that guy's neck.
What a
You
waste
barely
of
ate
food.
any of that.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
now
there
he's
are
all
starving
soggy.
vampires in Africa, and you're throwing good ones away.
Stephen, people don't grow on trees.
There are Chinese vampires just starving and hopping around. What?
I kind of like his character.
It's my
Oh,
buckles
yeah.
melting.
Sorry, I farted.
Oh, garlic. John Wilkes is vampire.
Whose
Gwen
voice is
Stefani
this?
doing it.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's another Deep Marble reference.
Is that Mojo?
No.
The fuck else?
Mojo's
I
next
forgot
to
all
my
about
character.
this.
Mojo's owned by Fox.
Frost and Blade.
They did not have that kind of latency back then.
No, you talk now.
Yeah.
See, J.R. rolls. I did not remember this.
Yeah, no.
I like when they go into that in vampire movies. It's just like they live long enough
Look
that
at-
like
they had to
there's
show
every
that
kind
thing.
of vampire.
Sorry, man. They had to show that thing again twice because someone paid for that to be created. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, we got to get some use out
That
of
cost
this.
$10,000.
That's probably like a shitty executive note. Show the CG again.
Oh my god.
Sprayed her with vegetables.
Does this count as nudity?
Cesar Cervantes, I agree. All this just puts me in the mood to play Hadaway. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
I wanted his mixtape. Put it out, Marvel.
This is a really good GIF if you want to do a response to a negative Black Panther post. Just a corpulent man in front of a computer screen.
Well, he would have seen the movie, but he got beat up on his way in, and so he couldn't see it.
That's a whole hard drive,
He should
man.
just wipe that whole thing by ripping it out.
58 megabytes going with him. Starting to look more like Pizza the Hut, says John. Are you guys? Don't spray cheese whiz on my wall.
Wow.
Our subtitle just said flesh bubbles.
He looks like Chet from Weird Science.
At the end.
Yeah.
So why isn't Dorf sending a bunch of people to... He knows where Blade is.
Tying up loose ends and letting Blade do his dirty work. Joe Drew, you snooze, you lose. You missed the opening scene. You missed me dressed as a vampire, bro.
Indeed. The door is stronger than the
racist.
wall.
You can't dress like a vampire. They're people. The world's first Far Side comics.
We've reached Gary Larson's personal archives.
These are the original QR codes.
Larson was the first vampire.
He has enough drawings here to make calendars for the rest of the world.
Don't run to the museum.
I'm reminded of that opening scene of Moana. Just gonna have like these horrible things appear.
Red Baron says Black Character number 5 coming up. Kill screen coming up.
Wait, you have this memorized where you know where the characters
Well,
are?
we can
Red
see her
Baron?
running around. We can assume she's African American.
Ah, okay, Joe. You can go back. That's
Which
true.
Maori sister is this?
He said hola, not even hola.
He's not a Mexican vampire. Oh. It's pretty cool. This is maybe ripping on Jurassic Park a little bit. Lost Worlds. The gymnastics girl.
I did not see Lost World because
You never saw Lost
I value
Worlds?
my time, and I think highly
Yeah,
of myself.
it's not a great movie.
No,
It's got its highlights, but it's not very good. It's one of Spielberg's worst movies.
This guy has been a stuntman in so much.
Yeah. He looks familiar.
So I met him on the set
did?
of Little Nicky. He was a stuntman on the set of Little Nicky.
Wow. Was he dressed like Adam Sandler?
Well, because my buddy was one of the producers, like accountants at the time. Or it was my buddy's brother, and so we went on set, and I got to meet him. He was one of the big stunt guys.
Oh,
Bro, that does not look like the rest
That's
of your
pretty cool.
skin.
What did I miss? How did we get here?
they caught Blade in the archives. Oh no!
Wonder what's gonna happen.
Oh,
That was fucking awesome.
that's pretty good.
That reaction. Need a gif of that.
That's pretty funny that they just make fun of him.
Oh, right in the Kevlar. It's a very cartoony head face lap.
Turn the streams volume up?
No.
No, we're good.
Oh my god, this movie's 2 hours long.
Yeah, you're almost halfway there.
Did not know that. I assumed it would be a cool 88 minutes.
They got to introduce the character.
They got to introduce Donald Loge. Why he has cornrows.
Corn rogues. Oh.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this movie runs fast and loose with the rules of vampire movies in terms of how people can die.
It didn't go in his heart.
Well, there's some scenes later where he's stabbing people in the stomach and they disintegrate.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he's also, I mean, he's resistant to daylight. Maybe he's resistant to whatever's in there. Because it's not a witness stand.
Well, he's half vampire. That's why he's resistant to daylight.
Yeah, so
that's why
maybe-
his blood's so special.
Maybe you can't kill him. Yeah, every movie's about getting his blood. That was on the Honest trailer.
Because he's...
Every villain.
Which, he's not so special. He's just half vampire. Yeah, that's actually a great line. That's what I do every time I come to Chris's apartment. Get you fuckers at a bad time.
Yes.
And the answer's always yes.
Hey, what's up, Francisco Lopez?
Hey.
First stream.
Welcome.
I'm watching Blade. 54 minutes into it. I don't hate this anywhere near as much as I
This
did.
is a fine movie, yeah.
This is still, I mean, I have yet to see anything in this movie that doesn't make it feel like a modern action movie or a Marvel movie.
It's paced very well.
There aren't as many quips, I guess.
I'm waiting for like Stone Temple Pilots to kick in though. Like,
Time to take her home.
oh wait, wrong movie. Wrong 90s
I'm
dark
a vampire.
movie.
Now,
Black
kids,
Hole
no
Sun.
fighting in the ancient skull room.
I'm pretty
So help
sure
me, I just
subways
popped you
don't
around.
look like that when they pass by you. I'm just
Not in L.A. That's
they
for
don't
sure.
they don't warp time and space. Although in Black Panther they kind of had those things.
Boom. Oh no! Oh no!
That looked like a PC game.
Man, I feel like a probe logo just flew at me in an Activision game.
Oh,
Oh, hello! She overshot that.
third rail. Oh my god.
That fucking gun. That's like
Okay,
RoboCop's
How
handgun.
many bullets are stored in that handgun?
Still legal to carry.
Tis right.
Second Amendment.
You're an American if you tell him not to.
You tell Chris Christopherson he can't have a gun with 60 bullets in it.
Oh, Corey D, I think the only thing that's
Oh!
I don't like about this movie is some of the effects are very bad. But again, I
Eh.
always say that pacing is the shittiest thing about old movies, and the pacing in this is kind of fine.
Yeah.
Unless the effect takes me out of the movie,
Yeah.
I can kind of look at it like video games, where it's like, hey, for the time, it was fine, right? Like if I go back and watch Tron,
My knife.
Well, by 99, we'd figured it out. Like, it's rare that you see a movie from the 2000s, it's like an action movie, that they haven't figured out you have an action scene at 17 pages or whatever that is. Like, it's all so figured out in mathematical.
God damn.
now. That is the one, like, annoying part of Black Panther. Is the last 30 minutes of it are the same action scene we've seen a million times. That's what Spider-Man does to Sandman in Spider-Man 3.
Who built this walkway?
The
What is
workers.
she wearing?
You see those in subways.
I could defeat all these people with a boat oar right now just by throwing them into a train.
Whoa! That was pretty
Dislocated
awesome.
Everything.
Dude, all this is
And that
pretty
effect
fucking
was
cool.
fine. That worked.
Yeah. Again, it's compositing. It's not a CGI rubbery man.
Oh, Francisco Lopez. Man, first time I saw Blade was in Mexico, Spanish dub.
Nice. Yo soy Blade.
Always bet on negros.
Dark Paladin, Wolfman does have nards. Vampires, they actually have a third testicle. No one ever talks about it.
And Blade was created by a guy named Marv Wolfman.
Ow.
Yeah, it's true.
And this movie is
Wolfman's
produced by a
Bar
guy named
Mitzvah.
Peter Frankfurt.
Spooky.
2 dicks in his name.
Yeah,
Peter
wow.
Frankfurt. Yeah, it's impressive.
There's a dentist in New Jersey named Dr. Richard Weiner. Very
Is that
popular
a vape
joke
pen
in
he's smoking
our
from?
local high schools.
Oh yeah,
It's
give me that
vanilla flavored.
Give me that RoboCop 2 drug.
Oh,
what was that drug called?
Nuke.
Nuke.
Voss?
Yeah,
Oh, was it
Nuke.
Nuke?
It was Nuke.
Voss. Water.
I can't. Every time I see someone inject something in their neck in a movie, I think of that scene in Nuke, or in RoboCop 2.
That's a trailer line.
Thank
I
you.
never saw
Flaming
RoboCop
Cocktail.
2. I've only seen the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you should keep it that way.
You should. No, it's fine. It's very of its time, but it's fine.
But RoboCop's a modern classic. It's beautiful.
Right, but 2 doesn't take anything
It's
away
the closest
from 1.
thing to Citizen Kane in my lifetime, RoboCop. It's really good. It's really
You're
good.
not wrong. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I also like Predator 2.
Blank Check is doing Verhoeven right now. Today's
You haven't
episode
seen
with
Predator
Starship
2?
Troopers.
Sorry, what was that?
The Blank Check podcast. They're doing Paul Verhoeven movies right now. Today's episode. Was
We
Starship
don't listen to any
Troopers.
podcasts except Laser Time Podcast. I don't know what
I
you're
don't
talking
listen
about,
to
man.
any Laser Time podcast. Never have, never will. I only listen to other shows.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. Give us money, but don't listen. God, that's the perfect.
Wait.
What you want.
Joe Drew, your mom literally went to a dentist named Dr. Fang, though? That's some
Call me
bullshit.
Dr.
That's
Fang.
bullshit.
This is what happened to Jimmy from South Park. He grew up.
And then we went to a proctologist called the Ass. He had the Ass Man license
Man.
plate.
Dark Paladin, how old are your kids? He said I showed my boys
So I-
RoboCop for the first time.
Saw
a few months
RoboCop when
ago.
I was like 9. I fucking loved it.
I was later.
I
I was a
was younger
teenager.
than
I was,
that.
but I saw the TV.
What year was that? What year was RoboCop?
89. It's 87.
87? Okay, so I was 9 when I saw that. Yeah.
I was like 15 or 16, I think. I think I rented the
13,
DVD.
15.
Dark Paladin, your kids are 13 and 15?
Nice.
Dude,
That's a good age.
There's a bigger body count in every Marvel movie you've ever seen in RoboCop.
Absolutely.
And just one big gory one. 2 big gory ones.
I mean, no one gets their dick blown off in a Marvel movie.
Not yet.
And no one says, bitches, leave.
Bitches leave.
And then they appeared on that 70s
Can
show.
you fly, Bobby? Which I'm watching right now. I'm in season 4.
That 70s show is great.
Dude, it's a good show. It's totally
Yeah.
the first season's the best season, but after that, it's still pretty
So,
solid.
so when I went to SC, Topher Grace was there my freshman year, and he left because he had to go do that 70s show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, I hear he's a dick. I've only ever
He
heard
hung out with
bad
some
things
friends
about
for
him.
a while, and they said he was fine.
Yeah. There are like tons of stories about how he was the only one on set who was like not friends with everyone else, and when they wrapped, he would just leave. He wouldn't talk to anyone.
Right.
Like when they wrapped that last episode, he just like cut and like he walked to his car.
Like,
he didn't
the
say,
dad on Alf.
Yes, just like the dad on Alf. Yeah, I gotta go.
It's the true creative masterminds.
I have
that,
someone waiting in the car. Don't ask Alf. Don't ask who they are. Who has a spoon and a lighter? That's not Alf's dad.
Yeah, Red
Somebody
Baron.
get me an immigrant and a vial of crack. I'm Don Pardo, the dad from Alf.
I've got a million dicks all over my body.
Oh, Alf.
John Belushi.
Yeah, Red Baron, don't show your 4-year-old RoboCop. Just wait a little bit on that one.
Not till you're 10, son.
I don't even know about Marvel movies. They say the word shit. Like
I don't even know if
40
that's a
times in the new
fucking
one.
joke. I do like to watch Willy Wonka once a year. Has everybody seen that movie?
Yeah.
Which
And
one?
there's
100
TV's
times.
Mike who's obsessed with the gun. My fucking dad won't get me a real one. He says I can't handle it yet.
He doesn't say the F word.
Not till you're 12, son. And I'm like, I never read that as a joke until like 2017.
So I'm so proud. My kids watch both of those, the Burton one and the real one, and they both prefer the real
Yeah.
one. They
That's a
both,
British movie making fun of of Americans.
That's
white
what I
people.
think. I
They're
think,
all-
right?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Flaming Cocktail just did it. Not to Cold 45. Not till you're 12, son.
Oh, we saw the new Solo trailer before the second time we saw Black Panther, and it's not as good a trailer. There's barely any.
That was
Really any
was
Gambino
that new?
on it.
I just thought that was the one they showed the next day after the teaser. from
That's
the
I think
Super
that's what it
Bowl.
was.
It
They,
the
they,
same
they
one.
made the teaser and then the regular trailer, and the regular trailer is like, oh, this is what everyone's talking about when they say this movie doesn't look good. Because the first trailer is like, yeah, Gambino's wearing that big fur coat.
I think they both look fine. They both look fine.
It's
to
gonna
me,
be
and we'll
fine.
see.
It'll be
Yeah.
the same as all the
People
other.
complaining he doesn't look like Harrison Ford. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but the people who think Solo is gonna be a horrible film also think Force Awakens is a good movie. So
Well, these
their
are
taste is
people.
suspect.
These are people. So they can suspend disbelief that you can be in space with lightsabers, but they can't for a second think a different actor can play Han Solo. All right,
Harrison Ford should play the 20-year-old Han Solo.
guys,
He's
I'm
spry
so
as
sorry.
ever.
We're walking all over the wonderful Stephen Dorff's lines. That's our bad.
Is he still around? Is he still alive? What's
So
Stephen Dorff
literally, the last thing I saw him do was those blue cigarette
Yeah,
ads.
I think the next thing you'll see him do is the Republican National Convention.
Yeah.
I looked him.
I'm
up.
just guessing.
I
he
looked him
seems
up
like
on
that kinda guy.
IMDb because I'm like, well,
Him
he's
and Chachi.
famous. He's one of those guys that just does stuff. And no, he literally fell off the face of the
He's
earth.
in The Gate. You guys ever seen The Gate?
Fucking
Gate is
beautiful.
wonderful. I
We
love
watched
The
it
Gate.
here, I thought.
If not, we should. 'Cause, wait, that's a different.
I saw it in the
fucking
theater.
Love how
Not when it was new.
Derek Magnuson. What up, Derek? Love how Matthew just called Willy Wonka the real one.
book. It's the real one.
Oh,
It
him.
is.
Dorff's in the Alone in the Dark movie. Oh, you can't remember that movie? Tara Reid and Christian Slater.
He was in the last John Waters movie, I think. No.
Wait, he was in a movie with Christian Slater?
Third to last.
That must have been
No,
confusing.
Cecil B. Demented.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Oh, yeah.
I never
Well,
saw
that's
that
so
movie.
I heard on this. So Snipes was telling stories. He was a producer. He butted
hanging
heads
out
with
with
this guy because because Dorff was talking about like he was when I was working with David Fincher and he just kept bringing up Fincher. It's like shut the fuck up, dude. You're
What
in
did
a
he work
vampire movie.
What did he work with Fincher on?
A music video.
Steven Dorff?
It's not a movie. I'm going through my Fincher catalog. I don't
in
remember
Seven?
Steven Dorff. He's not in 7?
He's not in Fight Club, like
No.
what's the name, the Joker? How he played
No.
Angel Face or Baby
Jared
Face?
Leto.
Oh, he's in the upcoming True Detective.
Oh, season 3. I never saw season 2.
It's not as bad as everyone said it is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
totally fine. Vince Vaughn's actually I thought really
But
good.
season 1 was just so good that
Mm-hmm.
even if it wasn't as bad, I don't want to watch it.
It was complex. It was hard to follow, and I
Yeah.
think that threw a lot of people.
I liked the cast. I thought putting Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn as like the
No,
True
there's-
Detective guys was a cool idea.
A ton of shit that's really good. It doesn't really care about pacing, and no episode ends with a good moment. And
Yeah.
So I think I might have been skewed. I grew up like where that show was taking
It was
place,
gorgeous.
like all those cities around LA and stuff. And
Ugh.
so like they showed so much of that. And I'm like, no, that's real California, like
Yeah.
what they're showing.
I remember I lived in Connecticut when season 1 started airing. I moved back to Jersey by the end of the season. And I remember I was watching the 3rd episode, which ends with that long take through the neighborhood with
amazing.
with
That
Matt
was an
McConaughey.
amazing one shot.
And I remember
yeah.
my roommate was not watching. He was in his room. I was in the living room. And the next day he was like, "Yeah, I heard like tons of gunshots and then nothing for like 5 minutes. And then I heard silence. and
Wait,
I heard you say,
they
"Holy
did not.
shit."
That was a Penny Arcade comic. I swear to you, that was a Penny Arcade comic.
Well, wearing the helmets.
Wearing
The helmets
the
outside?
helmet, standing on the beach.
Yeah, that was a recurring thing for a while. Every time they were outside, they would put those helmets on.
Okay, can I tell you guys Stephen Dorff's character's name in the Bucky Larson movie?
Bucky Larson.
please, Born to be a Star.
His character's name was Dick Shadow.
Dick Shadow.
That's pretty good. That's all right.
Everywhere I go, I cast along.
That's
Dick.
right.
That is that's subtle.
I'm like a walking sundial. Call me Dick Shadow.
I did not see that movie.
I missed Bucky Larson as well.
I was like, man, you know what? I am all for this guy getting a starring role, but goddamn, this is not the one I wanted.
Ah.
Oh, Christopher.
I'm here so Middle America is a good time.
He was pointing, and then the next shot, he wasn't. Blade's outfit is just getting less and less cool.
No buckles? You're not a fan of the no buckles? It's probably like our JRPG so much.
It just looks like a Halloween costume he's wearing right now, except for the jacket.
It does look very pleathery.
Yeah.
What's all this then?
So she's full on like a superhero now. Like she's really acclimated to this life.
He's got 2 jackets and a vest on, says John Rodriguez.
She looks kind of like what's her name, the lady that played Jessica Jones.
Shut up. 321 Contact's coming on. It's a lot of piss, by the way.
Speaking of Jessica Jones, that's one thing you guys didn't mention on the podcast today. Was you didn't mention
She's
Luke
black.
Cage.
It
Luke
doesn't
Cage
really
is
count.
black.
We didn't talk
superhero.
about it at all.
You didn't
You
mention
didn't get
him.
mentioned.
No.
Huh. Well, I haven't watched that.
Or-
show, so I don't
or-
care.
I
or
mentioned Luke
Cyborg.
Cage several times.
Or
Well,
Mercifully Cyborg.
yeah, but Cyborg doesn't have a movie.
He's in a movie.
Justice League.
So what? So we didn't talk about Falcon either.
That's true.
He is the one that every time they need a black guy in Justice League, they do put Cyborg in there, except for when they finally had a black Green Lantern. We're like, oh, we can stop pretending.
You might have talked about. I don't know if I made it all the way.
We
through
didn't have
the
a
show.
movie.
I don't
You don't
listen-
need to.
I
And
don't
that
listen
Luke
to-
Cage show is like
It's ridiculous.
70% really disappointing. It's real bad.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Well,
It-
so how was it? Because it
I love so much of
I
it.
thought they were going to lean into blaxploitation because it's like, oh, it takes place in Harlem. He's
Well,
like
that's
a
what they should
private
have
eye.
done.
Yeah,
That's
that
where
would have
the
been
character
awesome.
Comes from.
They
It
did.
didn't-
They did. And then the rest of it is like it's Spider-Man 2 told in 9 hours.
Well,
It's
that's the
disgusting.
thing. Like everything I hear about it is like that's like 15 years ago comic book movie shit. Like the same when like he ends up in a yellow shirt and has a metal thing in his head and says, "You look like a damn fool." And that's like, oh, so I'm an idiot for reading comic books? Fuck you, comic book movie.
The first episode is terrible.
What do you want? Yellow spandex? Go fuck yourself.
I just
Superman.
realized-
Well,
somebody
that's what they're
somebody
calling
says
him.
somebody says all these kids got guns, but they ain't got no daddies. I'm like, Ew.
Yeah.
It's 2017. That's grotesque. That's something Spike Lee would have thrown away in 1989. And it was a good actor who read the line. It was
I just realized you're
really
wearing the Laser Time version of the Tech Bro outfit. You got the sweatshirt on with the beanie, but then it's the Bugs beanie.
Doesn't she look like her? Looks like Jessica Jones.
A little bit.
She's got her mouth and her head shape. That, fetal alcohol syndrome shape going on with her
What's
skull.
her name? Kristen Ritter, you mean? She's
Yeah, Kristen Ritter.
Yeah. I can see that with the
Choking
neckline.
on her
With the
own vomit.
neckline. Yeah, yeah. I feel like maybe Sam Elliott wasn't available, and they just
Yeah.
got Chris Christopherson.
He's the backup.
You know, it was like Sam Elliott's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm filming Roadhouse." Now, Roadhouse would not be a bad movie to watch.
But also twice as long as this movie.
Is it really?
It's so fucking
4 hours long.
Nah, it's like it's a 2-hour film,
Roadhouse?
and not all of it's great.
The 80s. It's the 80s.
It's peak Swayze though.
I'm just watching, trying to figure out what's actually LA on location versus.
Universal
Stiller.
Studios.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller.
The Blade abides. Stacy Pro.
That was weird. You think he's gonna disappear?
Wait, why does he have a little girl with him?
Pain don't hurt. Flamingo cocktail, not at all.
Pain don't hurt.
His jacket is dumb.
Both their jackets are
Yeah.
dumb.
Why? How come he's out in the
Look
sun?
how big his collar is. I just want to point
They both
out.
look like school shooters. Too soon?
This is pre-Columbine.
Just a reminder, I'm in no way affiliated with this podcast.
But he's in the sun right now, isn't he?
I
Is
think
this
it's a
Is
hallucination.
this enough shade? Oh. He's hallucinated her with a little Asian girl?
He did. He conjured Chinese New Year in the background
He
as
needs
well.
a reason to talk
He's
to
doing
her?
a Last Jedi. He's actually just force projecting himself there.
Oh, yeah, so that's Joseph Sains puts that. Is this the one with the ice skating uphill line, or is that another one?
I think that's in this one.
How many birds do we have left?
Where
Good.
the actual line where it goes, some motherfuckers always try to ice skate
ice skate
uphill.
uphill.
You got a
We have enough?
You got bear for you?
I don't want to switch to whiskey.
I almost brought you scotch. And then I said, we got some shows to do. So
We do. We got real business.
Oh, they're saying it is
It's
from
this one, says Randall Hudson. Thank you, brother.
You good, Maddie?
Yeah, good. Stacey Pro says, didn't we silver in uphill ice skating this year? I've not watched a second of the Olympics, and I feel bad
Well,
about it.
these Olympics don't count. Everyone knows the Summer Olympics are the real Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I like
I'm
figure
kidding. They're
skating.
both good.
If
They're
I
both
can
fun.
vent somewhere, like I wrote that
You have to
article
vent?
on Animal Olympics like 2 years ago
I remember that.
and posted it again, and I just captured all this footage from the best version of it I could find because it's not available anywhere. And I posted it, and in 2 days, like NBC Universal says your footage is claimed and your shit is banned. I'm like,
Maybe they're putting it on
fuck
Blu-ray.
you, really? This 1977 movie on Blu-ray?
It happens. Someone could have bought the rights. It could be bought by like
No,
one of the boutique
It didn't.
ones.
It's been sitting there for years, available for everyone to search for, and it was just me posting my article. Like, look at this movie I like. Why pick on me?
Or it could be up to be sold, and they need to show someone.
But I
"Look,
wasn't
it's
showing
not
the whole
available."
movie. I'm like, here's just 1 minute.
It doesn't matter.
Here's 1 minute.
Oh, John H. Roadhouse is so on brand for Laser Time. That is of a certain time, that movie.
I do have a book I paid for, autographed by Mike Nelson of MST. Autographed, Dear Chris, Pain Don't Hurt, Mike Nelson.
Did you ask him to do that, or he just did that?
No, he just did that. But it's a
that's
big
so
section in the book.
I just watched.
That's
Time
why he's one of the
Chasers
best in the
again.
biz.
It's one of the best episodes. Whoa!
Was this the 90s?
It's pre-Matrix. It's '98. It's the year before.
Did that just
That was
happen?
excellent. That was excellent.
Smashed her through a hot dog cart, an unmanned hot dog cart with no hot dogs.
Oh,
in it.
come on. Really?
She's pretty okay for having just smashed through.
She
a hot
would have
dog
been
cart.
done. Yeah,
She
I'm
probably could
sorry.
survive that bus. She is fine.
So I don't mean to make you guys depressed, but you literally could not do that scene anymore because the phone booths do not exist.
Yeah.
They're not a thing. So wait, how was he out in the daylight? Did we ever find out?
Well, they're explaining vampirism here. That's all we do. Rewrite the victim's DNA. But the vampires are vampires because their own body rejects hemoglobins and blood. And then there's midichlorians.
That's why they need to drink blood, because they don't have enough of it.
Well, yeah,
Because their blood doesn't work right.
The way to kill vampires is like super scientific in this. It uses like a coagulating agent, right?
I don't fucking know. I've
It's
not heard a word of this film.
EDTA or something?
EBT?
I don't know. ET's
Food
TNA?
stamps?
Wow. Wait, they just showed the blood vortex. They hinted at the alternate ending.
I do believe that is an actual disease, says Red Baron.
Wait, where was he storing that
It was in
shotgun?
that lamp. He just yanked it out of that fluorescent light.
Folks, you cannot store shotguns in fluorescent lights.
This is why you don't set up businesses in abandoned warehouses.
That gun is searing his skin off his hands right now. Whoa. What do they get in? One of these many windows?
Ah!
The broken out windows usually too.
Yeah.
These guys seem less than professional.
Windows that a vampire man should probably have covered. Well, I guess he's a daywalker. Oh,
Oh,
my bad leg.
When I'm trying to take out my enemy, I run in yelling,
Yeah.
holding a gun.
Oh,
you can't punk Whistler like that. Whistler.
Derek, all I could think of was Time Chasers, for real.
I just mentioned Time Chasers.
Time Chasers or Space Mutiny, Rail Death.
Time Chasers. He's looking at the computer. There's no more food courts.
Stomped to death.
Oh,
Come on.
insult to injury.
2,000-year-old spit.
Chris Stomperson.
Fuck you. That can't be my biggest laugh of the show. Oh no, tragedy in the old abandoned warehouse district, says Joseph Sanchez.
What's gonna happen next? Them Duke boys.
Yeah, stay tuned.
I think you're going for a Frontierland thing. That's all we've been talking about today.
Marlon Wayans was a spy.
I feel like this is one of those things you would have seen Dave Chappelle in just randomly. Like it's that era where it's like
Him
he
and
was
Jim
in
Brewer.
everything.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle and Jim Brewer show up in a scene unrelated to anything else.
Like he was just like in everything back then. I felt like.
Yeah. That's a Simpson joke. Have you tried Dave Chappelle?
Got here late. Who's the dude in the middle?
Dude
Hi,
in the
Zeb.
middle. Another white guy.
That's Matt.
I'm Matty Allen. What's up?
He's been on
Matty
BGA
Allen.
many times and an upcoming laser
A couple times. Yep. And a bonus time. This week.
Oh, John Wigo says, I showed this movie to a friend once. He acted like an 80-year-old throughout it. Every bit of violence offended him. That's sort of not the violence angle how I viewed it, because I was
It's pretty
being
violent.
a
lot of
movie
blood.
snob.
But it's super fake blood. You know, like it's
Yeah.
very obvious. This looks like that scene in what am I thinking?
Someone we know brought their, I think, 8-year-old daughter to see Black Panther, and she got freaked out by the violence, and they had to leave. I'm like, that's like nothing compared to this.
Oh wait, he's alive.
He's in the next 3 movies, isn't he?
He's in the next
He's in the next
one.
one, but it's like a surprise that he comes back.
Well, I think he's a vampire in the next one.
Is he?
Doesn't he come back as a
But
vampire?
I don't remember. But
As
you-
a
you
good
think he's dead.
vampire.
He's a bad guy too, right? He comes back as a villain,
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
and they get a guy named like Vomit or something, or Scab. Like he's got some dumb '90s
Yeah.
henchman name
Like
to help him out.
First person beat up by Raphael in the Ninja Turtles name.
Yeah. Barf. Someone tell me who his weapons guy is in the second movie. I
Raphael,
forgot.
you mean the non-leader of the Ninja Turtles? Fuck that!
That's fine.
I'm kidding. I'm totally fine with it.
Leonardo is a figurehead. Donatello is the real leader.
If I'm that invested
Comes
in
up
the
with all the
Turtles, give me a
plans.
break. Yeah, light swabbing. So actually,
I
this
love how
is
people are mad at that ninja. What? Raphael's a leader? You're not watching this show.
Yeah.
So-
this is
Asshole.
not
You're
even
not
remotely
watching
for
this.
you.
so watch here for one of the many continuity errors in this movie.
Oh, it's
so
right-
He
it's
wipes
Raphael
him
the leader?
clean, and then he'll have
The new one, yeah.
Yeah, he's the new leader.
That's fine. Who gives a shit?
I don't have a problem with it, but my disagreement with it is Roth is a loner. Like that's
Yes.
his whole thing.
No, I agree.
And,
Like,
and loners don't make great
so
leaders.
is Wolverine, and he runs the fucking school now.
It's
Well,
true.
Now he doesn't.
You
He's
can do
dead.
that,
But he
it's
had to
like-
grow into that. He had to learn to be a leader.
The Ninja Turtles were for 40 years. He had to grow into it.
Yes, but it's also like, what personality do you give Leonardo? Maybe they'll have an answer for this, because his personality was based around him
Leonardo is-
trying
He
to
was
lead
the leader.
people.
He was boring other than
And-
being the
Leonardo's
leader.
Benny
Yeah.
Schwartz.
Is it really the
Yeah.
new one?
That's what when they cast him, I was like, Benny Schwartz is Leonardo. That's
So
an
he
odd
can be a
pick. He should
nerd
be
or a
Michelangelo.
dork or something like that. Maybe.
Well, Leonardo is a dork. Leonardo's the most boring character.
Sort
Donatello's
of.
the real leader. Donatello rules.
I don't know. I think if you're collecting Ninja Turtles, you got to start with Leonardo. That's what I say.
No, Donatello.
That's what I say.
Oh, Corey D, thank you. So the vampires come and get Whistler, and then they use him as a kind of a drink box in the future movies.
Oh, that's awful.
They jam an orange straw into him, and a little bit squirts out.
But we think he's dead because of this.
Also in Black Panther, his dad has like Forrest Whitaker eyes, which is funny because Forrest Whitaker's in that movie. So there's two people with Forrest Whitaker eyes in Black Panther. He's got like an eye that points the other direction.
Oh yeah, what happened there with that actor? Is it like
I don't know, but they really dug into the MGM music there for a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was from Citizen Kane.
But I noticed that, and it was only in one scene. It was in the Lion King talking to his dead dad scene. But the
Was
eye
that the only time he looks like that?
Yeah, well,
That's when I noticed it.
That was really noticeable to me.
Yeah.
His eye was looking one way. I was thinking maybe
that's how he is in
like
the
a stroke
afterlife.
survivor or something. Maybe.
Say I'm
Maybe.
your mama.
John Rodriguez is the V in VHS stands for vampire. DVD, digital versatile disc, not digital.
Man,
video
whoever
disc,
the
not
person
that.
was on the Facebook who posted the DVD Depot commercial today, I want more of that so much. Some Eastern European guy in like New Jersey who started a DVD store in 1996 knew it was way better and beats up VHS players. It's so
Like
good.
smashes them?
Yeah, it's like
Smashes
throws
them
it out into the
upstairs?
parking lot. Fuck this VHS is dead. All
It's
about
real?
DVD here.
We're sure it's real. We're sure it's not some.
It was
thing.
filmed off of a television. Oh, oh I gotta see it again.
VHS, more like beta cuck.
They-
You think it's what they call people who picked beta over VHS? They call them beta cucks.
I'm Betamax. You can fuck all my wives.
Yeah, you have to own a beta player and be a Mormon.
So for some reason, when I was at Fox, all of like the stuff that would come in, like, hey, if you guys want to see early stuff of a movie, it was always on beta. Like every time we'd see like things for a trailer and stuff.
When we were
it was always
given
on beta.
the first year I was in the Games Press, when we were given media, it was given on like this old news tapes.
Yeah.
Betamax.
Well,
Replacing
beta.
that stuff is
because
expensive.
the beta quality was way higher than VHS. That's why they did it.
John Wiggins says, "Oh no,
No,
beta."
And it was still way higher than emailing a video file.
Right.
Then it seems nuts that
Yeah.
it was just like 6 months. And like, what the fuck is that? And why are we still using it? And before I could get an answer to the question, we weren't.
Same reason that some people still fax because it's just what they know, and it's expensive to buy all new equipment for every office you have.
Really?
Red Baron says they still have a Betamax player. I want to get a Laserdisc player. Every like few months, I look them up and almost buy one.
I mean, you could buy the entire Laserdisc library. There's probably like what 10
Yeah,
movies that came
I just
out
want to buy
for it.
all the James
It's
Bond movies with like the lost commentaries, which you can find online.
Well, it was
but,
at the time the Star Wars movies were the big ones.
Yeah,
Who
the
does
Star
the,
Wars
who does the
movies.
commentaries?
it's
special.
like the Broccoli's and stuff, but they say
Whoa.
shit that like they're not allowed to say.
Really?
Yeah, they say still you can find them, you can download them, but still. But a lot of Criterion movies that never made it to DVD are on Criterion or on Laserdisc, like Citizen Kane and a bunch of other ones. Citizen Kane, Spine Number 1, which I guess means it was on DVD, right? I don't remember.
You can have my HD DVD player that I with
No
my
thanks.
my one movie.
You
That
can
I,
hang on to it.
The 4 Xbox One patches ago, they stopped supporting it. I'm so mad. I'm gonna watch my copy of Hot Rod.
you know the one movie I have on HD DVD?
Mm.
300. Of course.
Nice.
Because that's it came with like
I've
every
never been
player.
able to watch that whole movie. I tried.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
I just
fine.
could not do it.
It was his first that I'd ever seen. Like, so it was like at the time you didn't get the Zack Snyder trick.
Yeah.
And then once you got the trick, you're like, oh, he does this in every movie.
Oh,
It's a
and,
hurricane. And that's the story of the hurricane.
And Akira was on Criterion Laserdisc, and I'd like to own that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anime? I didn't.
It's an anime. It's on my shirt. I'm wearing an Akira shirt.
Mm-hmm. That's why Chris and I didn't get the reference.
I
All
got it.
right.
I've seen
recap.
Akira like 3 times.
And
Come on, you're my guy. We don't get. We're not into anime. Come on, give me back on this one, motherfucker.
Oh,
everyone
I've
likes
watched
anime now.
Your Name like twice now.
Yeah. It's 2018. Everyone likes anime.
Oh, another Matrix bathroom scene. I can't wait.
I was thinking the diced up laser scenes from Resident Evil.
Oh
The
yeah.
laser grid.
God, this is so 90s. Hey, someone get some running water. SWAT team. And a gray hallway.
If you walk through the financial district here, every single window you look in has a fake waterfall. Like it's,
Yeah.
and they all are the
ridiculous.
same. Like one company made them and sold them to every building in the financial district.
So one of the funniest parts of the live Talking Simpsons was Dana Gould talking about the bathroom at the W he didn't know was a bathroom.
oh yeah,
Some,
then a man
until
came out
some
of the
man
wall.
walked. The man came out of the wall, which he was talking about, like the actual stalls or
Yeah.
like just a wall, and someone walked in and peed on the waterfall.
what he describes is the exact quote Homer says. And then a man came out of the wall.
And if you're curious, that's on Patreon.com/Talking Simpsons.
Hit me
Now
up
it's
on
on the
Facebook,
live, it's on the
JR.
regular feed now. I think both live shows are.
There is no regular feed.
They don't
It's all
pay me. Cut me a check, Bob. No, I will be on a Patreon Talking Simpsons show soon, so I do want to promote that. Whoa, that was cool.
It's
I
his
never
Terminator
re-
shot.
I never realized how Matrix this movie was before.
And it's a
Pre-
year
Matrix.
before.
Yeah, it's a year before.
Diana's wrong. The Matrix rules. Everyone
She
watch
doesn't
it.
like the Matrix?
No. Whoa, that was cool.
What is that? What is that character? Black character number 5 or 6, guys, in the chat. And he just killed him.
The 6-inch magazine that holds 9,000 rounds.
I'm a Blackula hunter.
Uh-oh. We're the diversity
Whoa.
squad here to... Oh!
Is he going to do some gun kata?
Ow!
Mark Hauser says, I never realized how James Cameron blue this movie is.
Yeah.
That's what...
Whoa,
so
whoa, 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 whoa!
There's a lot I don't like about the look of Marvel movies, and I think a lot of it is they don't have anything like that. It all looks so shiny and...
We're about to get some Big Trouble in Little China
to
explosion
explain.
level shit right there.
Gross.
Look at, and then the second one.
Whoa. That was cool.
Did that not look like the Big Trouble in Little China when the guy blows himself up?
Yeah.
Jeremy Greening says Tetsuo. There's a lot of like late 90s, 2000s action movies where they're just going up an office building. Is that Die Hard? Is that because of Die Hard?
Thank you, Red Baron. That's number
Like
5.
Resident Evil,
Probably.
and it's like the corporate. We all hated corporate people at that point, 'cause Generation X. So, like this
It's-
Resident
it's-
Evil.
I told you,
It's
I
the
used
new
to have to
castle,
go.
so you siege it.
I
Yeah.
used to have to go in that building all the time, the Nakatomi Plaza. That is
yeah?
the actual Fox building
Yep.
outside the studio lot. It's,
Cool.
Yeah, it's called Fox Plaza in real
And
life.
so my buddy,
Yeah.
my buddy Shane at Hort, he was like editing Kitchen Nightmares or something like that, and he had to walk in that building every single day.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I just watched an episode of something where they went into it. Was it the Mindy Project? Some show that, or is it This Is Us? Some show they went to the Nakatomi Plaza building. To go to the Nakatomi Plaza building, and they're like, there's nothing in it, like now, or like they were remodeling it or something.
Who knocks for snoo?
Yeah, it's just a business building. There's nothing
Yeah.
special about it. But has Laser Time done a Big Trouble in Little China movie? I don't know,
Yep.
Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Terminator 2.
Oh, that's his mom. That's right.
Oh no. Why am I
We
older
didn't-
than my mother?
We didn't need this twist. John Rodriguez says the original Martha moment. How do you know that name?
Okay, I'm not wrong. He acts like Christian Slater.
Come on, man. They're a Klugna cattle prods, man.
I mean, look at you. You're there on the ground. Just pump up the volume.
Man, I love that fucking movie.
That's a great flick.
I thought you were dead. I was. Joe True.
God, he's like a bad Scream villain.
Yeah, he is the proto Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah, thank you. That's who I was looking for. Bill Paxton would have been great as Deacon Frost. Good call, John Rodriguez.
You're not a vampire, are you? Oh,
What's it gonna take for me to get you in this car?
this vampire's got titties that'll make you stand up and beg for buttermilk. Ask like a 10-year-old boy. Those lines are my favorite Bill Paxton lines.
Once
of
we
all
do this
time.
ritual, it's gonna be game over, man. Game over.
Has she ever been in anything else?
I don't recognize her from
Not familiar
anything.
with me at all.
And I watched a lot of movies from this period.
Yeah.
What
You
happened
said
to
she
my
looks
sound?
like Jessica Jones,
Was it like
right?
I heard that too. It was like 10 for
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah.
I'm a vampire. This is Joseph. You should gather as many friends as you can to watch Nicolas Cage's Kiss of a Vampire. It will blow your fucking mind.
Vampires.
I heard Alex on Giant Bomb hyping that up. He was saying that is it's a treasure not many people have
It's
seen.
incredible, and I don't know why it exists.
I'm
or
a
how they got-
vampire. I'm a vampire. He just runs down the street screaming that,
I
right?
mean, spoiler: it's a guy who thinks he's a vampire for like 2 hours and isn't, and it's amazing. I got a little bit. It's pathetic. Great.
That's not the one. About,
I am a vampire.
A vampire.
what's the
nice.
movie about the making of Nosferatu? With
Shadow
Willem
of the
Dafoe in
Vampire.
it? Is that movie good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've never seen it.
What they do in the shadow of the vampire.
I'm on the high dive. Big sexy, ladies and gentlemen.
He does look like Big Sexy.
I want to revisit. What is
Matt-
it?
Matt
This is
doesn't
where we
get that
saw
reference.
all the Volkswagens.
Is it Queen of Darkness? What's the Aaliyah movie?
Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned.
of the Damned.
I want to revisit that.
So I read those books.
You did?
Way better than the
The
movies.
it's Rice.
Most
they're
of, I read the early
And
anime.
Lestat is in Queen of the Damned. Like,
He's
he
the
plays
main
the
character in
violin.
all of them. Yeah, it's,
I heard that the last one from like 2 years ago sucked. Did you read that?
I didn't read the one from 2 years ago.
It was a recent
She
one.
stopped doing like the Vampire Chronicles of like, oh, here's Lestat, and she did like individual characters for a while. It was like, oh, here's this guy, and I'm gonna
I
explore
was.
this guy.
I rented I remember, like, I flew back from San Francisco the first time. Had to go to Jacksonville because it's cheaper. Rent a car, go to Tallahassee, and I just turn on the radio, and it's Anne Rice, and it's a Christian station, and she's talking about how she's born again, it's fine. You're born again. She's like, and I wanted to make all my characters Christian. It was just a whole hour interview how she turned every interview with every vampire character in the story into a hardcore Christian. And like, I can't think of a bigger breach of contract between creator and audience than something like that.
Although I read,
And I think I heard she reversed that.
I think she did. She retconned it. I
Yeah,
read
she
her
made a new
Jesus.
book.
I read the first Jesus book she did. It wasn't bad. It was like
No,
Jesus as a little boy.
It's fine. Be
What?
born.
Written by Anne Rice?
But but it's like showing. It describes really well like how if the miracles that are described in the Bible actually happen, how they would actually pan out and people would perceive them and stuff. Like it's not terrible. Like she's
Fake
not,
news.
She's not a bad
This
writer.
miracle is fake news.
She's
It's virgin birth.
I
Fake.
have the most fish. I have more fish than anybody else.
But yeah, it is disappointing in a series that had 30 years
It's Ben
of
Stiller's
history at that
arm.
point. Here we go. Here we go.
But I heard someone
That was his
like,
cabbie character, basically. by
Like
the
Brad
way.
Pitt read like half of the book of the movie they were in, and he like threw it away. And then apparently Tom Cruise read it, and then read every other book Anne Rice had written, like to prepare for the role, because he's a professional and awesome.
The weird thing is if you read the books, Brad Pitt should have been Lestat,
Yeah.
and Tom
I've
Cruise
heard
should have
that.
been Louis.
Yeah.
Like that's how they're described in the books.
I've never seen that movie either.
It's really good.
Kirsten Dunst.
That
Yeah.
I
movie's
loved
great.
it.
Kiss of a Vampire? Is that what it's
Interview.
called?
Interview with the Vampire.
What's Kiss
It's
of a Vampire? That sounds familiar. too.
Nicolas Cage.
Is that the Nicolas Cage one?
Yeah.
It's Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss. Ah, I'm just kidding. The Vampire's blank. There's 50 of these that are all getting mixed up.
The Vampire's Fidget Spinner, starring me.
Some guy that does vape commercials says he prefers the real thing. That I'm not
We're
skied
so
over it.
alike, you and I.
I wonder if Joseph Science says, I wonder if all the vampires could only use other vampires like vampire accountant, vampire maid, vampire daycare.
Hey, Willie Fresh.
The Vampire's
going?
Notary. Hey, he's got Hulk Hogan glasses on too.
You ever see the Tao of Steve?
I loved it.
Yeah,
I
he
own
was
it on
great in that.
DVD.
He was great
Yeah.
in that.
It's not great. I watched it like 35,000 times because I love that guy. When I saw him in that MTV commercial, I wanted to see everything he did. Donald Loge.
I
I'm
love
still a
Grounded for
giant
Life. I used
fan.
to watch it all the time.
It's one of those things. I'm one of the two people. If you put him in your show, Chris will watch that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
He was one of those guys. I feel like he got a lot of shows like that didn't really go anywhere, and they just kept trying with him. Right?
Yeah, they kept
tried
trying
to launch him
He kept getting shows, and the only one that really
because he's
works.
good. He's really good. And
I'm
he's
a
like
Terriers
really-
fan.
Terriers was a fucking great show. Ground After Life went for like 6 seasons or something.
No,
That
like
shit went
4.
for a while. Was it 4?
Yeah, because he got to go on after Family Guy.
He's a really
Yeah.
great everyman. Like everyone knows a dude like him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's no Tim Allen, but I joke, but my dad and all his friends were like Tim Allen.
Mhm.
Oh, that was a good fall.
And let's not look over this ever again. It's clearly, oh God.
My leg, it's beginning to smell like almonds.
So I saw a SpongeBob compilation of one character yelling "my leg"
Oh yeah,
today,
my leg,
and like, this is great. Why is
Mr. Lawrence.
why is leg so funny?
So we're talking earlier. If my daughters know Warner Brothers cartoons, they know SpongeBob because I'm eating a hamburger with my daughter earlier today. She goes, "This is like a Krabby Patty." I'm like,
Wait,
"What?"
she'd never had a hamburger before?
No.
I know. How is that her only favorite reference for a hamburger?
The crusty crab.
Willie Fresh, I guess, is popping in to not watch the movie and say Blade's
who is this
bad,
guy?
but really fun and the stunts are awesome.
I wouldn't call it bad. It's certainly of its time.
Who is this guy? He just remembered her.
It looks like
The
Frank
vampire
Kranz.
jobber. He's about to get killed by a mortal.
He's the Al Snow of vampires. For you wrestling fans out there.
Okay, throw in the hole, says Johnny.
Disagree,
name
really
Karen?
fresh. Blade is not bad.
How does he know her name?
It's fun. It's not bad.
Oh, Adam D says that was the guy from the lab near the beginning.
Because we were paying so much
That was a cool
attention.
And now we're in the Fifth Element. Great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gary
unbelievable.
Oldman shows up.
Is that movie
Who played
good?
Dracula?
I
What, Fifth
have
Element?
never loved Fifth Element.
That is a movie that, like, I wonder, as close as you can get to not actually watching the movie. Like, that's how much I want to know if it holds up. I won't
I've
watch
seen
it
it
again.
dozens of times.
It's really good.
So did I, but all as a kid.
It's fine. It was one of those shows. It was always on. It's really good.
Yeah. Did you
should
see,
it. It's one of those things I don't think I've seen it all the way through. Maybe more than like 2 times though, because I always like came in
Me
the
too,
middle
because
of
it
it.
was always on TV when I was a
Yeah,
kid, so I would
yeah,
just come on
yeah.
whenever.
It's weird. The beginning's weird, and that's the part that has Luke Perry that everyone forgets. He was in
Yeah,
that
because
movie.
there's like a book ending where he's like he's in like Egypt.
He gets sealed in like a tomb.
Oh my god, you're right. What's that got to do with
You mean
anything?
like Blade in his carbonite scene here?
He's gonna be mint in box forever.
that's more what it looks like to
Did
me.
you see Valerian?
No.
I think you'd like it. I think you should watch it.
If I like
so we can
Fifth
talk
Element, I
about
might
it.
like Valerian.
Yeah. I feel
Ross
like
Dinsburg hates the creepy, sexy looks his mother keeps giving him here.
Yeah, it's a little awkward.
I feel like maybe seeing it on a movie theater screen might make it not as fun, but I had a blast watching that movie because I love that European comic feel that Fifth
Tell you what,
Element has.
I'll
and
go watch
Mobius.
that. You watch Fifth Element all the way through.
I've seen Fifth
We'll
Element. I'll
compare
watch Fifth Element.
I thought you said you hadn't seen
It
it.
just had been like 20
Oh.
years. I saw it a long time ago. But I will watch it. I've wanted to watch it.
Any movie featuring Tiny Lister, I'm there. And
And
the fact,
Kearney says, "Wow, fits him perfectly."
that Tiny Lister's not in this movie,
It's
a
amazing.
travesty.
Yeah, where is he?
Amazing.
You're right.
Travesty. He knocked you the fuck out.
Debo. Oh my God, Friday will be a great Monday Night
That's
movie.
my mic, punk.
I watched Friday a million times as a
I-
kid.
I watched
had
it
it on
all the
VHS, so I
time.
saw it unedited over and over and over.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of those they edited for like Comedy Central. You could see both
Yeah,
versions.
It was on Comedy Central all the time.
Because I
But
have
had
memories.
it.
For some reason, I have memories of watching that in like a Straw Hat Pizza growing up. Like, oh, Friday's on.
Oh, you know what? I've never been to a Round Table Pizza.
Oh, good.
We've got so many
Good
of
for
those. But I went to just to go to every chain.
Really good white sauce pizzas. Like if you like
Yeah?
Alfredo
I
sauce.
do
pizza.
like-
My
I
favorite
love
kind of pizzas
Alfredo.
have no red sauce all the time.
Barbecue
you
is the
should- we
best
should go.
pizza. Like barbecue. There's another universe
Sorry,
where they put barbecue sauce instead of tomato on
You're-
pizzas, and it's a better world.
You're about to miss the climactic scene.
All right, I'll hang out.
Yeah, there's only an hour and a half left of this film.
Orson Welles is about to change into something.
I just watched The Third Man. That's a movie I just saw for the first time.
Who is Harry Lime?
Yeah. He was Harry Lime. Oh.
Friday is a Monday night movie. That's true, Connor Wade. What up, Connor Wade?
That'd be great. Hey, Connor.
Folks, Connor posts great stuff to the Facebook community, and follow him on Twitter. He's a real good guy.
The White Queen. She would be a better White Queen than the Madman Lady.
Yeah, there it is. Motherfucker's about to be ice skating uphill. There it is, Joseph.
That is some fucking. That is
Yeah,
like
they're
paint. It's
bleeding
like
out.
house paint.
Yeah, that's the thing. All the blood in this looks really bad.
Not all of it. Wouldn't say.
So, I read a thing. The reason this ritual doesn't work is like one of the ancient guys gets killed by one of the henchmen, and so it doesn't really make Stephen Dorff La Magra, which is the ancient blood god. He's like not truly immortal.
There's that much subtext to this film that you can explain part of it.
That's what I pulled from the Wikipedia entry.
I'm probably gonna go home and read the IMDb and the Wikipedia for this movie.
Absolutely.
That's what I do with every movie now. Although I've gotten better at not reading them while watching the movie. I still do that sometimes, but
Connor Wade, you're missing out. You should be watching the movie. Restart it. It's not a bad movie. We're all pleasantly surprised how good it is and how well it
yeah,
holds
it's
up.
totally fun.
Yeah.
Not as good as 2.
Yeah, it is.
That's made
This
by
is
a
a
real
Cabin in the Woods
director.
scene, J.R. Ross, for sure.
Yeah.
A little bit of a build up.
Connor Wade says he's not even watching the movie. Just dropped in.
J.R. Ross, go to your assigned glyph. Everyone step on your assigned glyph.
Connor, is your icon Adam Devine from Workaholics? Kind of looks like him.
Adam. Wait, that is his name.
That is his name.
It's not the.
Think I was trying to say Adam Levine.
Yeah.
You stupid girl. We're going to do what we do every day. Take over the
Try to
world,
take
Pinky.
over the world. You said that as Orson Welles.
Yes.
on the
Try to
screen.
take over the world.
Blades
Pinky.
filled with frozen green penis.
This is 70s Orson Welles. This is when he was on talk shows. You ever see John Candy go on a talk show as Orson Welles? It's fucking
No.
amazing.
What?
Oh my god, look it
I
up.
would love
Gotta
to.
see.
He's dressed like
that.
F for fake Orson Welles. He's got like the black cape on, and he's got a giant
I love
cigar,
that.
and he's got the beard, and he's just yelling, and he's even like, "I'm not reading those cue cards. Give me those cue cards." Like he's just being Orson Welles. It's amazing.
Connor Wade, that's not Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah, I can
He
see
wasn't
that
that
too.
heavy.
Oh, fuck
Watch
with
a lot.
Diane
There's a
word that
French
she
fry
get.
in my beard.
Oh, that's why the
What
ritual
was the
doesn't work.
propulsion of that?
So she kills one of the ancients, and that's why it doesn't work.
Okay.
I am Olmec. Spin me 5 times.
Old Mech.
Farting on the mic.
So, folks, I
really
encourage
happens.
you, go look up the alternate ending to this movie if you want to see some of the worst CG. And granted, it was like stand-in
This-
CG.
yeah,
but
it's
they were
terrible.
You
deciding
can
if
see
they're
it
going
in
to do
the
it.
Honest
Yeah,
Trailers.
look at Wesley Snipes'
they just
2-pack.
put out.
Dude, no, they showed it earlier. He's got a six-pack.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
way better than any of us. Let's be
I
honest.
know, I know.
Yeah.
I think I'm better looking than Wesley Snipes. And then we just zoom out to hear the whole globe and women's laughter.
No, Connor, that's the third
That
one.
hat? I mean, come on. That hat's at least worth a point or
He's
two.
clearly an alpha male if he's wearing this hat.
It looks like Mitch Hedberg today.
That is what Mitch Hedberg would look like.
How dare you invoke the name of Hedberg?
Oh, man. I just
So
want to
good.
tear the limbs
Hey, I
off
love
Vance so
Mitch
they look
Hedberg.
like snowmen.
I love him. He's my favorite.
Again, we just referenced that 70s show. He has a recurring role
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
70s show. And
He's
he's hilarious
Danny
on it.
Masterson's like guardian parents.
No, that was
quasi
Chong.
father figure.
That's
oh,
Tommy
that's
Chong.
Okay. Yeah.
He was
he ran the
hub,
Ran the
which
hub,
is the
okay.
play, like the little
the
diner
their
place.
version of the Peach Pit.
Yeah, they hang out there. But he is so not acting. He's like, number 21, pick up your order. It's like he's like just doesn't give a shit. He's on a 3-camera sitcom and hates it.
By the way, speaking of the Peach Pit, that might be my first celebrity sighting in LA. I ran into
Went to the
Nat,
Peach Pit.
the guy who played Nat
Oh.
from the Peach Pit.
Lately I've been itching because we talked about Dawson's Creek in 2010. Like I want to go back and watch like the OC and 90210 and Dawson's Creek.
Well, what are
and
you waiting
Melrose.
for? I mean, I don't want to wait.
yeah.
You cannot be a salaried employee of this company and do that with your time. I can't allow it. I
I think
can't
it'll
allow
just
it.
be like what? Like just explore it. I bet it's fun.
I bet it's not.
Like the Gilmore Guys.
It's like trying to go back and watch The Love Boat.
Well, no, that's
Connor Wade, no,
20
this is
years
not the one with
difference.
Triple H and Patton Oswalt. That's I think the third one
the
we
third
were
one.
saying. Yeah.
Trinity.
Nice, Stacy Pro. The Laser Time 6-pack diet. For start with a 30-pack, leave it in the fridge for a day. We don't drink that much beer.
Yeah, we drink whiskey.
This scene is taking way too long. The rest of the movie
Yeah.
is moving around in a nice
We've been-
clip.
We've been at this for a long time.
Yeah, this is the longest
Sucking.
location.
Wait, is
we've
that
ever
his
been in.
mom?
No, that's
No, okay, that's the other girl. Okay.
that's the forehead girl.
Oh, oh.
A lot of huge foreheads in this movie.
Put this in the trailer.
They just showed like 6 huge foreheads in a row.
Can you not talk about huge foreheads in front of me, Matt?
Well, I got a big one too. I'm working on it. It's going back. It didn't used to be this high. I'd rather lose it from the front than the top.
I feel like
I
Wesley
could
Snipes
swap
has
them.
The Rock's tattoo. Like The Rock might be copying Wesley Snipes.
He has his arm tattoo on his forehead.
God, they should have been in a movie together. That would have been awesome.
You're talking like Wesley can't act anymore. He's still there. He
I
can do
guess
stuff.
he's in direct-to-video stuff.
Demolition Man too. Telling you.
I'm probably gonna see that fucking Rampage movie.
You'll finally learn what they do with the seashells.
I'll go see the Rampage movie with you. To me, it looks really
No,
funny.
I have to be by myself. It's
better than watching a movie with me.
I'm
I
going
agree.
to do
I agree.
bad things. I got
So
CG
this
blood.
is in the alternate ending where they would have formed the blood vortex
Yeah.
of Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, you saved Blade.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That is not how anything
Oh
works.
no!
So for those of you who played Bloodborne, this is like him ingesting a blood pellet. He's basically
Yeah.
his beast meter is increasing. So he's going to do higher damage, but he's going to take more damage at the same time.
I gotta play Bloodborne again. I just bought the complete collection when it was on sale with the DLC and everything.
It's really good.
I played it. I played the shit out of it.
I can't. I'm stuck on the first boss in the DLC.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got to grind some of those dungeons more. The Chalice dungeons.
Mhm.
Anyway,
I never did much of those. I did them a little bit.
they're really good for
My
grinding.
server.
That guy's bow tie is sweet.
It's a good thing this all worked according to plan, because I have a feeling they had no idea.
Well, it didn't. As Matt just explained, there's one of them's missing.
Yeah. So that's why he's not going to be immortal. Is the blonde vampire killed a dude that she wasn't supposed to, because he gave her lip or something.
The
I don't
set's
know.
not
He
complete.
just kills him.
If I murder the IT guy,
The blood vortex, definitely not the failed attempt at an Overwatch team name. Nice one, Stacy. Or what's his name? That's a Reaper ult. That's another name for a Reaper ult. The blood vortex.
Kids, you can do this with a cop any day.
Orson Welles doing his part.
you shouldn't do this, but your stepdad is away.
This is awkward.
The other thing about Black Panther, when that Back to the Future reference, it feels a lot more solid than other references they made in those movies. Whoa!
What?
Yes!
Wait, this just became Nightmare on Elm
no.
Street 2.
Oh,
my
no.
God. That's got to be a Twitter GIF reaction right
Wait, which
now.
is the one where they fight the skeleton in
I'm
the
outta here.
junkyard? Is that 2 or 3? In Nightmare on Elm Street?
Me on October
3.
30th.
3. It looks about as good as that
The
skeleton.
skulls are breaking out of their other skulls.
Oh, God. Oh, that's even worse.
Okay. We were wrong.
Don't find the screen. Don't do it.
The movie pretty much held up until this scene.
This is pretty great.
Wow. Oh, somebody worked really hard on this scene. Oh, no.
So the first, 40 minutes of this are really solid. Then it's been a real drag since then.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it.
Like you said, you can judge good movies by pacing, right?
Yeah.
Like, pacing is important.
He's so high. Spooky, scary skeletons.
That looks like a PC game
Yes,
from
you'd
the
be
same
silly.
time.
Every
like
part of
this-
this movie looks like a PC
The
game
Seventh
intro.
Guest.
Yes, Mark Kalzer, the alternate ending CG is somehow worse, I promise you. You can find it on YouTube very easily.
It's all red.
Yeah. It's just a swirl. It
Yeah.
looks like a blender full of blood.
And like his face sticks out
And
of
then
it.
Stephen Dorff's half his body just pops out like, hey, I'm Stephen Dorff. Hey, everybody, we're all going to watch Blade.
It's a Bubsy Berkeley
Up in the
musical
gates.
number. La-di-da.
We're all gonna get laid.
We're gonna get
We're
laid.
all
I'm
going to watch
Stephen Dorff.
Blade.
I only have a few
We're all gonna watch
impressions.
Blade.
Oh,
Hey, everybody, we're all going to watch Blade.
I'm gonna watch Blade. Why didn't I Photoshop that for this?
I said that
God
joke like
damn it.
30 seconds
Oh.
ago.
I know, but that picture of him from Skate or Die.
This jacket's horrible. It looks good on you though.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, he's got his sunglasses.
This is awesome.
Dude. All right.
I'm in.
Not to be
This is what
trifled
this is what we
with.
showed up for.
Yeah.
There.
So when he did that, he was supposed to be burying his fangs?
Yeah. This fucking rules.
You could even fucked up a little there.
Rules.
Yeah, he did. He kind of tripped a little bit. This got like a Mortal Kombat soundtrack thing going on. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Mortal Kombat! Are you on SNL?
With special guest Jan Hooks and Blade.
I'm your host, Lestat. Oh, he does look like Kano. Or maybe who's the cop from Mortal Kombat? What's this guy's name?
You got to be more specific.
Jax. Or the girl?
No,
you mean the girl?
No, the other one I'm thinking of. The one who has like a gun. He pulls a gun out.
Stryker?
Grenades. Yeah, Stryker. That's what I'm trying to think of.
So I always thought Wesley Snipes inspired the dude from DOA that owns the island. Zach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Zach. Definitely
sense.
is inspired by Wesley Snipes.
That's why making video games and movies doesn't make any sense, because all video games just rip off movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like when they were like, we're making a Tomb Raider movie. Oh, so it's Indiana Jones? Or we're making an Uncharted movie. Oh, so it's Indiana Jones? Making a Mortal Kombat movie. So it's every Bruce Lee movie?
Yeah.
No, they go to an island and have a fighting tournament. So it's every Bruce Lee movie. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Connor Wade, is that a thing? So does Donald Logue die in every movie he's in? Is he the
Most
Sean
of his
Bean?
movies, yeah.
He's like Sean Bean. They had to show that.
Don't hurt the
Wait.
generators.
Can I just say that they just... This is amazing!
That
They were
same
just
thing
spinning in
happens
circles
in
for...
Revenge of the Sith, but with lightsabers. Or maybe it's episode 1. One of them does that. Oh.
He's using the Undertaker's former finisher, the Heart Punch.
He beat up Luis Guzman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
Now,
Finish him.
now that I don't need my sword, I just got all you guys.
Flawless.
Flawless victory. Wait, where did he get a sword?
Found it. This place is lousy with
He's
swords.
running like a real ninja. Flipping like a real ninja.
Do the Naruto run. Now neither of them have the high ground.
True Flaming Cocktail. Zach is a little bit Dennis Rodman, but a little bit Wesley. Come
A
on.
little bit country. This is cool. Oh, Ben Stein's gonna give him some Visine.
Dry eyes.
Dry, red eyes.
Blade. Blade.
Blade is an obvious evidence of intelligent design. Oh!
Oh, no.
Who needs a blood vortex?
Oh, no. Drag and drop effect.
That was fucking cool.
Oh,
That
no.
looked like shit, but it was cool.
Do you see he just mouthed what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they didn't give us a subtitle.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Hell yeah.
Guys, that strawberry jelly just became Steven Dorff's hand.
Yeah.
With a blood like Schmuckers. It's gotta be good.
What's happening right now? He's just chopping his shirt up? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, vampirism finally showing up.
Yeah. Unnecessary flip.
Mark Calzer
That's my
saying, I love
favorite
movies that
thing.
establish that the gun works, yet they still insist on sword fights. J.R. Roll says, oh, his name is Blade, and he uses a blade. It works on so many levels.
We get it.
Or one level.
This film's layered. It's like an ogre. Oh. He hit him in one direction and he flipped the other. Oh.
You do not say that to Wesley Snipes in his own movie.
That was a great shot. That little pan. What was that?
That was a,
that was
a
a
wayward punch noise.
I like that the serum is just like
Third time it came into play.
That's pretty cool.
the serum's just Blade Fin. It just makes him so he's not hungry at all. And gives him superpowers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Karate chops it off. Well, half of it's still inside you. That's pretty great. Black Panther style. There's one's in his dick.
You missed. You missed.
This is fine.
This
This
what
is
happened-
fine. This is
What
normal.
happened to Magneto in X-Men 3? He said it. I don't know why he said it, but he said it.
Swallow it in your own mouth. Boom!
Yeah. I mean, I could have thrown that, but I really just wanted to kick it
Took
into
the
your
risk
head.
of totally destroying it.
Make sure everyone sees it, Steven. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
that's bad.
Kane, start the reactor. I do love this.
That's
Oh,
yeah.
he's a boomer.
He became a zit.
Mucus from the Mucinex commercial.
I
TJ
used to
Miller.
sound like a sex offender.
Yeah, Mucinex. I can't do it, TJ Miller. I've had too much drink.
Hey guys, I'm TJ Miller.
Hey, now he's Jason Mantzoukas. What's happening? I'm the Mucinex guy.
TJ Miller, but I sound even more fey.
Mark Kelser. I love this monster from Doom. Yeah. I'm surprised there's no skulls
Boomer.
with wings on their heads. Blade wins. Fatality.
And that's why we have mitochondria, says Black Panther.
Yeah.
CG was great, says Pierre, clearly being nice.
Totally fine.
Did the apocalypse happen when they were down there? This is just L.A.
Yes, another dust storm
Yeah.
in Burbank.
You know those are in Burbank dust storms. Famous.
I love that the whole set the whole time has looked like a set. There's like C-stands and lights everywhere.
It's L.A. He's in Hollywood, baby. Want to be in pictures, don't ya?
Stay tuned to the end of the credits to see if I'm coming back.
So what happens if his sword does that thing while it's on his back?
Blade will be back in Blade 2.
Oh my god, if that's the credits. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
We're in Russia.
Wait. So this must have been before credit scenes. They were like, hey, people aren't going to wait around.
Oh, no,
for this
yeah, there's
thing.
no post-credit scene in this.
Moscow brothers. Hey, only Blade can save the United States right now with the Russia hacking. Get on that, Blade.
This just in from Putin. We're never allowed to bet on black.
Blade will be back in Infinity War.
God, how fucking cool would
That'd
that
be dope.
Ben Affleck shows up.
The dumb cameos they get in Marvel movies. Why not Wesley Snipes with a cool fade?
Yeah.
Don't say his name.
Don't
Hugh
they
Jackman in a wife beater. Don't say his fucking name.
Why not Blade? Why hasn't he been?
Why not?
He's not owned by Fox or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
not one of those deals.
Just do it. George Clooney in a fucking the bat hat.
What? What?
Put Batman in there. It'd be really cool.
Oh, I thought you meant George Clooney as Blade. I'm like, that is what?
Yeah.
Matt Damon is in one of the most recent Marvel movies as a silly cameo.
What? Which one?
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah. He played Thor.
So
right?
why can't you get somebody who played a former superhero in the DC universe for like 4 seconds and like pretend they're part of that universe? That's what I would do. Oh, fuck you! I talked over the ending.
Stephen Dorff.
That is Blade, everyone.
That's Blade.
I did not have near as bad a time as I
That's
had. when I
Tracy
finished.
Lords.
Tracy Lords,
Yeah.
yeah, was the blonde, right? Yeah. So no, Blade was great. Like Matt said, the first hour super great, and then
Yeah,
it just
really
dragged
solid. Then
on
it
the
goes to
second
shit.
hour.
It goes to total crap later on.
man.
But that first hour is like real solid.
Yeah,
I was like, oh wow, this just feels like a Marvel movie.
yeah, it was fine.
Except they say it's
Sean H. says, "Make America Blade again." I agree. Do you think he'll be in the MCU now? I think
Yeah.
so.
was
I
in Black
think I made a prediction. Wesley Snipes showing up with just a cool haircut and sunglasses.
Well, was it you that
Don't
said?
say a word.
Was it you or someone in the chat said like Netflix series? This seems made for a Netflix series.
Yeah.
like, give me
Yeah,
a Blade
probably.
Netflix.
Just put him in there.
This
Blade
None of that
meets the
shit-
Punisher. That'd be dope.
None of that stuff affects the movies, anyways.
Yeah.
We've learned.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to make the Punisher shooting people okay,
Blade
throw him in
McGuire
Blade.
shooting.
He'll just shoot vampires all day long. It's totally fine.
All right, guys, that has been our Monday night movie. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for enjoying my Bugs Bunny hat.
Hey guys,
That's Matt Allen.
nice to meet you all.
Been a
in
lovely
video
man
form.
here the whole night. Thanks for watching. This is gonna go to our Patreon. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. Catch us some other Monday. We've been
Yeah.
flying by the seat of our pants with these things. So thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for being patrons, guys.
Right.
Peace.